I need that sports encyclopedia. Where you at, Steve Kim? Got Trent in the cut. Yeah. Where you at, man? In the gym shooting, I'm Durant. You ain't shooting John Moran.
Darnell is the Ball State legend. I'm the Warren Central High School legend.
Proven with a reliable source, straight from the mouth of the horse. Smitty and JB and Smitty from West Coast to Yost.
I love talking ball. It's nice to connect with guys that are like-minded and just are real and genuine.
Better stay in your lane. Hop into
you are fucking insane. Dude, what? You just will not give this guy his flowers. What is wrong with you?
Oh, you must have thought I was a bitch.
I am him. Use not it. What's the topic? With your logic when I flow. Big Komodo, how it's talking.
Gotta get back to letting the baby cry a little bit to see if they can soothe themselves. That's a bar.
Issues get pressed so past it don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown killed it, yeah, it's a rap. We what the game's been missing, we switched it and filled the gap.
I identified him after his third fight, and I said that guy can be a star.
I'm so proud of the show, bro.
The gap, Smitty and Jason Brown.
Coach JB show.
What up? We are in the building. We are back. Hope everybody had a happy Memorial Day weekend. We are here on Talk That Talk Tuesday. So talk and we will talk back. We got a loaded lineup. Big Steve Kim joins us. Shaun King joins us. We're going to talk some NFL football, some QB play. And we're also going to rank our top 10 quarterbacks this week. Smitty and I, starting tomorrow, we'll do our top 10 NFC, top 10 AFC QBs, and then we'll rank 1 through 32 this week as well. We're 100 days from football season, so hopefully everybody there is pounding the like and subscribing to this show. It is the realest show on planet Earth, and come football season, this will be the best show on planet Earth. So make sure you join us. We'll be in the studio live by that time. We'll be there maybe, hopefully, by a couple weeks. So stay tuned to that as well. But head on over to all our show sponsors and pound the subscribe button and connect to anything that we do. Winnable.com/slap-picks, Bet Online, Prize Picks, and everybody else that we use. So head on over there because they are hitting. And we're going to dive into it. But we need more members, so make sure you subscribe and become a member today. Not only of our Slap Nation Discord, but this channel alone. Spread the word, spread the news. We need to get to 50,000 subscribers by the season, and we're almost at 40. So we got 10, 12,000 to go. So hit that like button and subscribe today. Let your friends know. Let's get this party started. It is Talk That Talk Tuesday, so talk, and I will talk back. Yesterday, though, unfortunate news, Bill Walton, one of the legends, one of my idols growing up, died yesterday on Memorial Day. So I want to give this man a memorial of my own. We have to stop with the nonsense when people die. I just got to be real. We can assume it was the shot, the vaccine, etc. But who cares? He died. He was 71. We'll never know if it was cancer or what have you. But we have to respect the living just as we respect the dead. He lived a great life. He went 86-4 at UCLA, winning 2 national titles and was the 3-time College Player of the Year. He won 2 NBA titles and hung out with famous bands such as the Grateful Dead, who he probably smoked hash and peyote and fucking weed with. Who cares? Let the dead live for eternity and stop thinking you know why they died. It's unbelievable to me. I just want to start to show off because I love seeing all the dumbasses on Twitter. It was the shot. If it was, if it wasn't, who gives a fuck? He died. That's what I don't get. Like, you guys are trying to talk about something that has nothing to do with what happened. The result is he's dead. We lost another legend. And I don't want to hear about any of that Well, his politics, I don't give a fuck. You don't know him? So why are you judging the dude? Leave him alone. Guess what? He was probably the best big man I got to see in person in the 86 Celtics playoff run. I was 10, 11 years old. Might have been the best basketball team ever assembled, the 86 Celtics. Listen, he was a six-man, came off the bench, won his second title. He led the Pacers to one. MVP of the NBA the year after. He was finals MVP. He was on his way to being one of the greatest of all time and just could never shake the foot bug. His feet were so fucked up. He just could never get over it. Plus, the guy was a true, he stood for something or fell for everything. He's one that everyone's talking about his politics today, but this guy actually got arrested and stood against the government. So that's the difference. That's how far we've come from then till now. Now you're talking shit about him because of his political views. I really don't give a shit. I don't even know what they were. I didn't look to Bill Walton for fucking political advice. That's how fucking dumb some of you are. That's the reason. That's the problem. Well, his political, it's Bill Walton, homie, the big redhead. You're going to him to be where to fucking vote for the president? Then that's a you problem. God damn. We're 100 days away from football season. As we just said, this show's loaded. It is Talk That Talk Tuesday. As I just started the show off with, and unfortunate news, Bill Walton has passed away from cancer. We will discuss my top 10 San Diego legends in the sports world today on this show with Smitty. The Celtics sweep the Pacers. The Mavs on the verge of doing the same tonight versus the T-Wolves. In tennis news, yes, tennis, Rafael Nadal loses in the first round for the first time ever in the French Open. And plus now we have another NFL kicker in the news. This time his name is not Harrison Butker. It's Brandon McManus, as he is accused of assault while overseas last year playing. We're going to dive into that. Mike Tyson had a scare on a flight from Miami to L.A. as an ulcer flared up, and he had to be medically attended to after landing at LAX. Shiloh Sanders declares bankruptcy, plus so much more on this show. It is Talk That Talk Tuesday. We will talk, so talk back. But before we begin, my wonderful co-host, Ball State legend, Naptown's finest, 317 Far East Side great, and AR. Uh-oh. What is that?
Yeah. That's my theme song. That's my theme song when you bring me on, JB.
Hey, I didn't even know. I couldn't even. I started hearing some shit. I'm like, what the fuck's going on?
You start getting nervous. You start changing the channel on the TV, looking over your shoulder, all type of shit.
Nah, because I got two cameras, so I thought I thought my shit went out.
Nah, you good, man. That's me and Bailey behind us. Shout out to my brother.
Guess what? We'll have tomorrow. New co-host and new producer.
What's going on, y'all, man? It's your boy Big Smitty. We here live on a beautiful Tuesday, man. Happy Memorial Day yesterday for all y'all. I know y'all was barbecue eating chicken and sausages. JB, I drove past Woody's, and it was the line from morning to night was wrapped around the building. I said, man, because I was gonna grab some little barbecue last minute. I didn't feel like queuing, but I couldn't even do it. So I just made some homemade burgers, and wife made some sides. We kind of kept it simple, but hope y'all enjoyed y'all holiday, man.
Woody's what?
Here, JB.
Woody's what? Barbecue?
Yeah.
It's horrible.
For real?
Yeah, you go there? You gotta go to the hood, homie. Yeah, those fucking bougie ass spots. That's an Indiana.
I'm trying to go to Phillips.
God damn, that Indiana shit. You need to go to fucking
Phillips. I heard Phillips is a spot though. Phillips, they say that's a spot.
The best spot out here, they closed down, unfortunately, man. The hood fucked up. It's fucked up. These
kids, I can't go then. Why are you bringing up a spot that I can't go to?
That's some bad. It used to be called So there's soul food places here. Then we got true barbecue spots, and then you got like your shitty M&Ms and all that. Never did the M&Ms. Never did any of that. Bertha's. If you've never been, Bertha's used to be the spot. caught fire and then closed down, different shit like that. I just started the show off St. Uro. Whether he had the vaccine or not, who gives a fuck?
Right.
I really don't get it. And then everyone's going to talk about his politics. I don't give a fuck. If you're going to Bill Walton for political advice, then you're a fucking idiot.
Yeah.
It's real easy, real simple.
I agree with you though, JB, man. And thanks for bringing that back up. First of all, rest in peace to Bill Walton, man. Legend. It's crazy. Obviously I'm younger, but I do my research and I love hearing all the tributes and people kind of recognizing what type of player and man he was. But man, I didn't recognize just how truly great this cat was, man, on the basketball court. Like UCLA legend, obviously, but even in the NBA, I mean, took the Blazers to their only championship and won. Was Finals MVP, and then it was a 6 Man of the Year with the Boston Celtics and won another championship with them. If he didn't have those injuries, we might be looking at Bill Walton even in a higher light, even where he's already is.
You were too young to know, but if you look at his chronological order, I don't think people realize what he was doing. So real quick, this guy comes into the league and don't really play for 2 years after his rookie year because it's some foot injuries. Then he gets back playing finally. He wins a title in his MVP of the championship, wins it. Goes on the very next year, he wins the NBA MVP of the whole league.
Yeah.
Then he has a disgruntled front office debate with the Trailblazers on how they handled his injury and other players' injuries. So he demanded to get out of there. He didn't demand, but he was like disgruntled. He didn't want to resign. So the Clippers, he went to the Clippers for 1 year.
Yeah. And then I heard that he set out for like a whole year. Is that true?
Then the next year, he set out and he protested against our own government. He protested and different shit like that. And then like got arrested. Yeah. Got arrested, stood with Muhammad Ali and all these other guys. He was the first white dude actually to stand. Because listen, this dude was like pro Grateful Dead. He was at the goddamn Woodstock. He was one of those dudes, like out there. And like it's crazy that he stood for all those things, and no one wants to give him credit for that at all. Now they don't really care about any of that right now. So then. He did all these things, but if he wouldn't have set out or got arrested, who knows what would have happened. But his skill set wise, like if you watch his highlights, go look at how many times he was using Kareem Abdul-Jabbar in the NBA. Go look it up. Watch how he was actually dominating Kareem Abdul-Jabbar on the offensive end of the court. Like the shit is crazy, bro. Like he was super uber. Some people said he was the greatest big man of all time. Some people say that he was the greatest big man passer of all time. I tend to agree. Him and Sabonis, Joker now, but Bill Walton was way ahead of his game as a passer, a big man passer. I saw that going around online too. People are asking, was he the best passer of all time? He was stupid with it, dog. Like he was Magic Johnson as a big man. Him and Larry Bird were the two biggest passing on the same team, best two big passers I've ever seen, Walton and Bird. But he was unbelievable. He was unbelievable.
Rest in peace to the great Bill Walton.
Yeah, but San Diego is a good time to talk about this before.
Let's do it.
I want to do our top 10 San Diego athletes right after our ad sponsor, betonline.ag. What up, man? The real Coach JB here for the Coach JB Show with Big Smitty. We got a proud new sponsor, of course, for the second part of the year, and that's BetOnline. Continue to be your number one source for all basketball wagering needs, including pro and college hoops throughout the year. March Madness is here. Join us every Monday and Friday with Jeff Nadu as we will pick them and up-to-minute odds, stats, and trends. You can follow your favorite team's path to the playoffs with in-game live betting, contests, and all the best player props. Experience the world's best wagering platform anytime from your desktop to your mobile device. Head on over to BetOnline today. Become part of the team and remember to use promo code BELIEVE, BLEAV, for 50% off plus welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. Peace. Let's get to this. Let's see.
Get it.
Quote of the day. I got it here. There's something wrong with your character if opportunity controls your loyalty.
Ooh, wee. That's
I'm just
real
telling
right there, JB. Because
Yeah,
there's people out there that they'll get into a new opportunity or something, and they'll stab their so-called brother or sister in the back just to elevate themselves. That's real rap, what you're saying right there.
That's why I wrote that quote. Personal experience. There's something wrong with your character if opportunity controls your loyalty.
You need that on a shirt. You need that on the back of a t-shirt. We just sell that thing. That's real.
Contrary to belief, brought to you by Prize Picks. Head on over there, use the promo code Coach JB. Children will follow your example more than your advice. Contrary to belief, children will follow your example more than your advice. Listen, man, we got these weirdo fucks out here with these kids, and I posted a video yesterday. It's really sickening that we're having these kids out there, and people. I wrote that for a reason. People are like, well, you can do what you want, but kids will follow your examples more than your advice, homie. They are see you, see, act, do act. That's who kids are. That's how they've always been. That's why they don't come into this fucking world racist, made up human. Contrary to your belief, they're kids. They are learned behavioral. They're going to learn the behavior. You got to teach them the behavior. They don't just come out the womb and an alphabet mafia soldier or a racist. Go look at kids. It blows my mind. Poll question, Smitty. Is Bill Walton the greatest trailblazer of all time?
Ooh.
So you got some great ones there. He won, so he puts himself above a lot. Like he's a winner there. Of course, you got Clyde Drexler, and you've got Terry Porter, and you've got Dame Lillard, who spent some time there, a lot of time there too.
A lot of time there, yeah.
He could be in consideration.
How many years was Walton actually with the Blazers before all the shit went down? Like,
well, he got drafted in, I believe, 74, 73, 74. He won the title in 77. So he was there at least 3, 4, 5. Won the title, MVP of the league while he was there.
Right. I think it was from 74 to 79 is what it's saying online. 74 to 79, but he didn't play the first 2 years. So really, what, 76 to 79? Really,
he played, but he wasn't. Yeah,
he was. He's on the team. But
he was number one pick. He was the number one overall pick. So
right. That's a good question because he reached the highest highs that the franchise has ever saw, but he also wasn't there for a extremely long time to leave to break all the records and all the score, all the stuff like that. So it kind of depends on what matters more to you. Like, are you looking at from a skill set / statistical standpoint that you might lean on, a Terry Porter or a Dame or Lamar, somebody like that. We looking from an impact. I mean, Bill has a hell of a point there. So that's a good question, man. I have to give it some more thought. But I do want to hear your top 10 San Diego, though. That's what I'm interested in because I'm not from out to the West Coast. So I want to hear what your list is just so I can learn and educate myself.
Yeah. So I broke this down yesterday. I was thinking about it. I was like, man, I think we got to bring it down. So I'm going to start at number 10. And I don't know. I'm sure some of you guys probably don't even know who this is, but San Diego native. Played quarterback at San Diego State. He's also a JUCO legend, went to Grossmont Junior College. I got him at my number 10 all time. His name was Brian Sipe. Brian Sipe played quarterback for the Browns, played at San Diego State, legendary San Diego player, and JUCO guy as well. So I put Brian Sipe at the end. He's an older cat. You guys would never know. I think he was born in 1950 or 49. So he was born in 49. That would put him at, I don't know, older than Bill Walton. He'd be 76 or something like that. So you probably don't even know who he is. So that's Brian Sipe at number 10. Josh Vele coached with Brian. I know Brian was coaching down there for a long time. So Josh coached with them there. Number 9. I got Alan Trammell. If you don't know who that is, if you guys don't know who Alan Trammell is, go look him up. Great baseball player, Detroit Tigers. I think he's seventh all-time rated shortstop, is what a lot of people in Major League Baseball have. He's 66, so he's also older. For a lot of you guys out there that probably are too young, that don't know any of that. But Alan Trammell is a San Diego legend. Number 8, Gail Devers. A lot of you don't even know who Gail Devers is. If you don't know who she is, Olympic gold medalist, one of the greatest track stars our country's ever seen. So go look her up. She's a legend. Number 7, Chase Budinger.
There we go.
So if you know who Chase Budinger is, obviously another, little hooper, came out and, played for a while. He's an Encinitas boy, I believe. I think he was 10th overall, or no, he was second round pick. He was a second round guy in 2009. I think he went to La Costa Canyons, Josh, if I'm not mistaken. Went to Arizona. He was a San Diego hooper. He actually balled, and he was a great sand beach volleyball player people don't know about. Number 6, living legend as in his own, Phil Mickelson.
Come on now.
Phil Mickelson, arguably could be top 2-3 golfers of all time. San Diego native.
I'm surprised he ain't a little higher, low key. I'm excited to hear the rest of the names now.
Yeah. You got to put Mickelson in there. Number 5, man, legend. A guy I grew up watching when I did watch baseball, when it was America's pastime. Tony Clark. Tony Clark. If you guys don't know who that is, go look him up. Tony Clark was a legendary, San Diego guy. Just balled out. San Diego State. I think he went to Valhalla or whatever.
Yeah.
However you say Valhalla. Went to Arizona, San Diego State. But he was I think he hit 250 plus homers. I think he has over 900 RBIs. Had a good career.
He's 6'8". That motherfucker tall as hell.
He played, and he's not too much older than me. I think he's probably 52, 53 years old.
51, I think is what it said on a quick Google search.
Yeah. So he was great. Number 4, man, a lot of you young guys only will know this guy and say, oh, he should be 1. But number 4, I got Reggie Bush. Reggie Bush, pride of Lincoln, down there, Helix. Him and Alex Smith played together. And Alex Smith was a consideration to be on this list, but I just looking over it all, I had other guys that had a little more impact in their respective sport. So I got Reggie at 4 of all time. Number 3, Marcus Allen.
Oh,
Marcus Allen, we can say what we want. Marcus Allen was a Hall of Fame phenomenal player there out of Lincoln. And then I'm going to talk about a couple guys that I left off, but there's just too many guys to get off. Number 2, the great late Junior Seau, Oceanside's legend. Junior Seau, I got at 2, and then I got 1, Bill Walton. So I got Bill Walton at 1. Now, guys I left off, just so you're clear, a couple guys. People always hit me up, and they're posting up some things on Instagram. Right now, they're like, oh, Terrell Davis. Tony Gwynn. Tony Gwynn's not from San Diego, homie. Tony Gwynn's from Long Beach. Polly. Stop. People don't understand. You got to know if you're from there or not. I'm talking about from San Diego, not played in San Diego professionally or in college, are from there, born and raised there. So right. I want to be clear. There's a difference. Tony Gwynn played at for the Padres, but he is from Long Beach. So I just want to be clear so you guys understand where I was talking about top 10 San Diego players of all time. But Terrell Davis, Lincoln as well, Lincoln High School down there.
TD.
He's a guy you could have on there. Alex Smith. There's other guys out there that great guys that came out of there.
I do think you got to have TD on there. That's probably my one little, like, you got to find a way, whether it's 10, 9, you got to find a way to get – that man was a beast. Other than his concussion, I mean, that's concussion, his migraine, I know, slowed him down a little bit. Even with that, he still put up crazy numbers. Super Bowl MVP, like,
yeah,
shout out to TD. But that's a good list, man. That's a strong list right there.
Yeah. Let's dive into the show. We got a lot going on. We're 100 days away from football. NFL's 100 days away today.
Woo! Get them chills.
We're going to dive into that. We're going to get into that. Bill Walton's unfortunate passing, we already talked about. But Shiloh Sanders declares bankruptcy, Smitty. Go ahead and dive into this, your take on this, and then I'll give you mine, which probably won't be popular today on social media, but it is what it is.
I want your take first on this because you probably got insight. I know you, JB. Anytime you start like this, you like, go ahead, Darnell, say what you think because I got something else. That means you typically got some insight that I don't know about, the chat don't know about. So do your thing right here. I mean, he's facing basically $12 million lawsuit alleging he attacked a security guard at Texas High School, which I believe you talked about on here a couple months ago. Give us a little more details on allegedly what happened when it went down. I think Shiloh was like gambling or something like shooting dice or something like that in school. Security came over there to grab him, was taking him to like the principal or the office or whatever. And Shiloh at that time, at that age, allegedly was being like cocky, my daddy is, this, that, and third, and got into a situation. So, I mean, if that's true, I don't know. Some people might think it's a money grab. It's like, damn, okay, it's 10 years later, damn near, and now you're trying to get a $12 million lawsuit because it's something that Shiloh did as a kid. That's kind of what my initial take was. I'm like, damn, like if this was a really big issue, why didn't you file a lawsuit right off the bat? Why wasn't it something that you handled right then and there? Why wait till now when he's a grown man? Probably about to get drafted, I would assume, after this season. He's making all types of money with NIL. You're seeing the popularity of him on the video game, all this and that. And now you want to come out and file a lawsuit.
No. You're wrong. Hold on. You're saying the wrong stuff.
That's why I said jump in. Go ahead and jump in there.
The lawsuit was filed immediately after. The lawsuit's been filed. So I've known about it because I had people there coaching at the time. This is when I was telling you about this whole thing in Texas, when I've told you guys many stories about this whole debacle that happened there. And I know people that are not very happy because allegedly financial aid money, different things were affected by certain players going to these schools for Dion and etc. Now, here's the whole thing. And listen.
Break it down.
Kids fuck up and kids are kids. We've had this discussion.
Yep.
Kids deserve to have second chances, etc. But then there's also kids that are 15, 16 who I believe are still old enough. This is why I hate the topic. You and Matt always decide 18 is your grown man. So 3 years from this kid doing what he did at 15, he's fucking grown. He knows exactly everything that needs to happen in life. That's why I disagree. No, it's not. He's 3 years away from what he just did, shooting dice. Now, let me break down. He was shooting dice. Boom. Everybody shot dice in high school and school. But I know kids that were expelled from shooting dice in public schools in LA, in Cali, in Florida. I know cats when I used to recruit high school. I know cats that used to be expelled from high school for shooting dice. Remember gambling, tobacco, I believe, any type of sexual issues were automatic expulsions back in the day, especially when I was in high school, dog. Shooting dice was like, you got expelled, homie. Like that was a deal. Gambling. So here's my question. Like the kid does something, he gets caught.
All right.
And then he walks away from everything that I've heard about. And I brought this up on this show well before. And then Whitlock did a whole segment. Whitlock actually had the guy who was the guy that is disabled now, has several issues, neurological issues, I believe is what he has.
Right.
So Whitlock had him on his show. They talked about it, blah, blah, blah. The kid was gambling, got caught. And then he picked up his dice, bitched and moaned, sucked his teeth like a 15-year-old does, being told that he's wrong, and moves on and goes and does it in another area of the school. It gets cracked again. The guy tries to grab him, not grab him, but tells him to go to the principal or what have you. And basically, Shiloh assaults the guy. And the guy is probably awkwardly trying to fight a kid. Who knows what happened? I believe he kind of slipped in the hall. Whatever happened, lands on his neck and back and something else. I don't know what happened. Horrible issue. Kind of swept under the rug. He sues Dion. Kid's 15 years old. Sues Dion. And this thing has been pushed forever for whatever reason. And now the kid has money coming to him and he claims bankruptcy, which I find very ironic. To me, it screams a lot of privilege, dog. And we've seen this a lot of times. I don't know if this kid was any other last name. First of all, does he get away with shooting dice in a school and not get expelled? Number one. Number two is if he's any other son, is this not a bigger deal? Is this kid not sued or the parent not sued, paying back money they probably couldn't even afford?
Bingo. If that was Darnell Smith shooting dice, that security guard's not even thinking about suing me. Keep it funky, JB. He's suing him because it said Sanders on the last name.
You're wrong, Smitty.
Man, stop.
Smitty, the kid broke the guy broke his fucking neck and some other things, homie. You're not suing? I've seen regular Joes be sued for getting fights in school, bro. You haven't? You're telling me you haven't seen parents be sued for their kids?
Not in my school. I've seen people security. I'm not saying it don't happen. I'm saying
I'm just saying, I know a lot of it's happened. So I know a lot of kids that parents get sued all the time. By the way,
you honestly don't think the last name had nothing to do with it. You don't think dude like damn his daddy Deion Sanders?
It could very well, but that doesn't mean it wasn't going to happen though. You're acting like if it wouldn't happen, homie. You know how many rich white parents get sued every day in school by fucking kids who get fucked up?
Rich white parents.
And I'm just telling you. So it doesn't matter. What I'm saying is that they don't have a name though. You're saying like if it was only
they got money. I'm not fuck the name. Is the fact that he got money is what I'm saying.
Bottom line, if you are a kid and you don't have the common respect to keep your name or your hands off of a grown person, to me screams entitlement. It screams enabled. It screams you've been given this autonomy since you were 15 years old to think that you are Deion Sanders' son and your ass walks on water and not gets wet. Period. Because it just screams entitlement to me. Like, this is what it is. Like, so you're defending a kid who hurt a grown man doing his job to protect other kids that you sent to that school as the parent. Now make that make sense.
No, he's wrong. If everything that's been said is exactly how it went.
It did go down that way. It's all documented. I mean, it's fucking fact.
Cool. So that's what happened. He assaulted him, boom. He's 100% wrong for that. Obviously, don't put your hands on nobody. We understand that. At the same time, I'm not about to kill the dude's character for some shit he did when he was 15, when he's now a grown man now. Young man, whatever you want to call it, but he's not 15 no more. I've done some shit and said some shit and had experience when I was young that maybe only I know I did. That people knew. They're like, damn, Darnell, that's not my character. I had a bad moment. I'm sure everybody in this chat had bad moments when they were younger at some point. If you didn't, kudos to you. But all I'm saying is it's hard. Me personally, I'm not telling what you should do, JB, or what the chat should do. I'm just not going to judge this cat. Now, again, if he did some like crazy, like there's certain outliers, of course, that once you do it, and that's what it is. We're not talking about no SA, nothing like that. I'm saying motherfucker fought somebody, a grown man, which he shouldn't do. The injuries end up being worse than you usually would see in a regular fight. Let's keep it real. He slipped, whatever the case may be. I don't know. I'm not going to judge Shiloh as a bad character guy, this, that, and the third today for what he did when he was 15. Because I ain't heard shit from Shiloh, honestly. Shiloh's kind of the one that's, for the most part, kind of chilling. For the most part, like if any,
on this though. You hear him all the other motherfucking time. That's the crazy part about this. That's how it's crazy how we pick and choose how we defend this motherfucker Shiloh, homie, who does shitbird acts on social media all the time.
No, that's Shador. Are you giving someone Shador?
No. Shiloh too, homie. Shiloh's called cats a bitch and all kind of shit on social media. What do you mean? He's called our boy Mike a bitch and all kind of other things. So is Shador. Both of them have. Here's the thing about it. So we're cool with him being a little bitch himself. But then he calls out a guy out of his name, a grown man. We defend it in the media. We defend it because it's Deion's son, but we don't want to talk about it. Like D. Jones is in here talking about if it was anyone else's last name, he would have got expelled at worst. Homie, a dude got fucking issues. He has medical issues for the rest of his life. If it was anyone else's name, he would have gotten kicked out of school, maybe gone to juvenile hall, by the way. That's what used to happen to kids. Juvenile hall. So D. Jones, you're talking out the side of your mouth, homie. If it was anyone else other than Sanders, you are wrong. You got it the other way. He would have been thrown in jail or been sued for life. His parents would be fucking paying out their ass forever because this guy was going to sue regardless if you were Deion Sanders' son or Darnell Smith's son. Like, let's keep it real. You're going to get sued. And guess what? The only difference is Smitty's son or Smitty would have been paying his debt off for fucking 30 years. And that's the difference, or more, whatever. Or JB's son, I'd have been paying my debt off for 30 years because the dude is suing, just FYI. He's suing by this is how it goes because I've been in schools where I've seen these things happen. The school's getting sued, the school district, and everybody involved by not protecting the employee. Let's just keep it real. That's first. Secondly, the parent is getting sued civilly or criminally, whatever it may be. So that's number 2. And then 3, you're probably going to have a bunch of other issues like wage laws, stress leave, defamation. Think about all the shit that comes with it now. So that would happen if it wasn't Deion's son. In 2016, right when after this happened, he filed a lawsuit. He didn't come out 10 years later because it's Deion's son. He knew it was Deion's son. He was working with the dude. He was working with Deion there. So, and I don't know if I'm wrong or right on this, but I've heard stories that he was hired by Deion or Deion's folks to be at that particular school. So here's the issue I have. I believe the Sanders family has $11 million floating around because we've seen the cars they're buying, the houses they're buying for his daddy, et cetera, et cetera. I'm not in their pockets. I really don't care. The point I'm making is this. Do what's right at some point. We're teaching a kid how to go bankrupt and not pay the 11 mil that you received in NIL money or et cetera or what have you, or especially the whole family alone they have 11 mil. Do what's right. You're avoiding the fact that your son did this act, heinous act at that. And now we're defending it by teaching them how to go bankrupt. And to me, it's just the character and the ethics of this whole thing. To me, it screams like entitlement and shitbird. I get a lot of shitbird, and I'm talking about everything, dog. This is a grown man decision. This is the grown men in the room talking about the grown men in the room. At some point, like I couldn't have fathomed me protecting my kid over doing what's right. Protecting them, in fact, I'm not talking life or death for my kid. I'm talking, we're not protecting my kid from dying right now. We're protecting my kid from doing what's right. That is I can't fathom that, dog. If my daughter did something heinous to another human, I'm addressing it, I'm attacking it, and I'm doing something to correct it or at least pay some sort of, man, I'm at fault. My daughter or son fucked up. And I'm not going to avoid it, hide from it, and deny it when I know it happened. To me, it's shitbird. It reads shitbird. I just read unethical. I read bad character. I read a lot of things. And this is just what we do, man. It is what it is. It is what it is. Everyone's going to have their own opinion. That's my opinion. And I agree with you. If the cat just came out and sued today, yeah, different story. But it's not. It's documented. It's 10 years old. He did it right. He did it the right way. Did it when it happened. So I wanted to clarify that with you. But
thanks for the clarity. I don't know. It's just I don't know. I got mixed feelings. I hear what you're saying. I'm not even saying you're wrong in what you just stated. I don't know.
I just put it this way: if that was your dad, a security worker, and got hurt like that, what would you be thinking? I think you'd have a different thought.
I really don't know though. I'm trying to know. You're saying that. I hear you. I don't know. It's just hard, man. Especially I'm reading more in the case. Like Shiloh apparently elbowed him in the chest and dude fell. And then like it we're looking at the result, the end result, and the guys, he's all fucked up now and his broken neck and all this other shit. And again, I don't know. It sounds crazy to me, is what I'm saying. Like the injuries that he has, and then what they're saying Shiloh did to him. It's crazy that it happened that way. I'm like, was it a wet floor? Like what because from what I read, it said Shiloh elbowed dude in the chest and he fell and all this shit happened. So I'm like, damn, how the fuck did I done seen a lot of fights in my life, and the injuries that he got, you would think Shiloh stumped him out, was on top of him, beating the shit out of him. Like, I might have a different tune if that happened. The cat, from what I read, elbowed him in a freak incident happened. So it's like, damn.
It happens all the time. That happens all the time.
Fuck,
so that makes it okay. So he gets a pass.
It don't make it okay, but I'm saying we're going at Shiloh's character, and you called him a bitch earlier, and this, that, and the third. I'm like, damn, he had he did one thing. He fucked up one time, boom, and it ended up being worse than what it was. I mean, you talked him on the show. You beat people ass before, and
he lost the case though. But I wasn't a kid protecting a job. That was grown men. There's a huge difference. Homie, we're protecting a kid that did a bad act, and we've been doing it for 11 years. We've been protecting and covering it up for 11 years. You know how many people have been pushed accidentally into a train or off a bridge or playing around? It doesn't change the fact, though. It doesn't change the fact that this dude is injured for life. It doesn't change the fact. Yeah. I don't get it. We've seen people slip and fall on a simple push and get and hit his temple and die. I don't understand how we're defending a shitbird act. Listen, I'm all for kids fuck up and kids are kids. I get it. But the defense of it for over all your life is where I'm we don't grow. We haven't grown at all. This kid hasn't learned or grown from that situation is my point. Being a kid fucking up, yeah, you deserve a chance. No doubt. Come on, I'm the fucking king of last chances.
Right.
But that doesn't mean it's right. We're defending us. We're defending what the kid did. You were just defending what the kid did and kind of downplaying what happened to the dude.
I'm just saying, I do think JB, all I'm saying is this. In my head, it's the difference between, option A, this motherfucker was beating the fuck out of the security guard, stumping him out, caused the broken neck, was beating, grabbed a weapon. To me, that's different than fucking get off of me.
I don't agree. I don't agree because I don't agree for the simple fact that he was told once, moved along, told to stop doing it. He ignored it, moved to another area, did it again, and that is what happens. Actions cause reactions. Right. You did it twice, or how many times though? Do we really? How many real times?
Right. This is what I'm saying, D Jones. Basically, I'm not saying he's wrong either way. Let's make that very clear. He's wrong either way. This is literally what I'm saying. I think there's a difference between a freak accident and an ass beat. That's really what I'm saying.
You know what I realized though? I realized that this chat, for the most part, even you at times, you guys will really defend Deion Sanders at all costs. It's fucking wild.
Well, I got you though.
You guys refuse to talk about the truth. You guys refuse to talk truth. You just go straight into defense mode for a guy you guys don't even fucking know. It blows my mind, homie. See, I always defend the kids. I'm always that way. But I also defend what's right and what's wrong, regardless of who did it.
But as much as you say me in the chat are always defending them, like I've said before, you're always anti anything Deion, his kids, his family.
But is it anti? So,
I'm just saying keep it funky.
I am keeping it funky. Is it anti or is it what we see every day and talk about because it's true?
No,
how is it anti, homie? So
I'm
how
good
am
with
I
talking
anti?
about it. I'm saying
If I'm anti, then I'd be. If I'm anti, then I just start making up shit about the motherfucker. This is all facts.
You ain't gotta make shit up, but you do
What
decide what
I'm
angle
saying is,
you do decide what angle you're gonna take, though.
But
So
Smitty, all we talk about is what is out there. We're not making this up. We're not bringing up this story.
But
like, why do you guys refuse to bring up the fact that this guy has content online? Every single one of his sons, every single one of his fucking everybody in that program, and we're acting as if we're making this up.
No, but all his content isn't negative content. You decide to take a negative take on all. Now, this one example is obviously clear as day as a negative thing. Of course, this one outlier, but we always take whatever content they put out there and you will find a negative angle on that. For example, hold on real quick. For example, the other week we highlighted, I thought we were going to highlight the fact that like all the players or whatever had like a 3.2 or whatever GPA or whatever, graduation or semester or whatever the case may be. It was a positive thing. It was an academic success for the team. You came on here and gave a backwards compliment talking about, well, I mean, shout out to Dion, but it's a lot different now because you got the transfers coming in. So it's like, damn, bro, like even when it's something positive, you will still reach and find some way to belittle an accomplishment, which you literally did that, JB. You did. Keep it funky, keep it real.
But I what did I do? Did I not give context to the GPA?
Yes,
see that you want me to I gotta actually see I spit the facts of the GPA and the transfer portal and how this actually works, but then I'm a hater. If I tell you how it actually works, I'm a hater.
I just feel like if that was Urban Meyer, you wouldn't have gave that context.
It's so crazy to me. This is how we live today.
I mean, if that was Pete Carroll, you wouldn't have gave that context. I feel like you'd be like, "Hey, shout out to Pete. Good job getting the grades right."
Guarantee I would have.
Because you fuck with Pete. You know what I'm saying? Like,
no, it doesn't matter though. I'm gonna talk about the fucking dog. It's crazy to me that this is how we move today. We move this way in real life. Like, we just want to be flowers and rainbows and everything's nice and the bad shit will go away. It'll be swept under the rug. The waves will wash it out to sea and all these things. That is what we want. This is what we do in real life. We don't want to talk about the real shit. By the way, Lane and Sark are friends of mine, and they've actually had success coaching at the Power 5 level. One guy has not, that we discuss every day. But yet he's in the news more than both of those guys combined, Latrell. Just throwing that out there, homie. Since you only defend a guy that you call us. Motherfucker, you ain't ever even been to Colorado, Latrell. But there are your guys? Get the fuck out of here. Let me show the video, Smitty. Let's break this down. I want to show you something real quick.
And so walk us through that day. I believe it's September 17, 2015.
Yeah.
September, very early in the school year, obviously. What happened?
So I'm going on my lunch break. I'm headed to Subway, and the principal runs out to me, and she said, Coach John, before you go to Subway, before you go on your break, please, I need you to do me a favor. I said, okay, that's fine. What's going on? Go get Shiloh. He's shooting dice in class. He started a crap game in class. I was like, what? A crap game? And I was like, what's going on? She said, yeah, just go get the dice, get the bag, get him, bring him to the principal office. So I said, okay. So I walk over to the class. The teacher's like, get Shiloh, please get him out. I was like, okay, no problem. I said, Shiloh, come with me. And Shiloh's like, oh man, I want to know who snitched on me. Who snitched on me? Who snitched on me? I was like, don't worry about who snitched on you. You come with me, we'll talk about it. So he grabs his bag. I said, give me your bag. He said, no, I'm not giving you my bag. I was like, okay, well, give me the dice out the bag. He said, I don't know what you're talking about. So I say, all right, I'm not going to put up with this. Let's just go to the principal office. I'll let the principal handle everything. And halfway down the hallway, he stops me. He said, wait a minute, hold up. Do you know who my daddy is? I knew who he was, but I was like, who is your daddy? He's like, oh, my daddy's Deion Sanders. We took over the school and my daddy run this. If you take me to the principal office, this is probably going to be your last time working here. You might lose your job, you know. And he's looking at me, you know, just kind of with a cocky, arrogant attitude, you know. And I was like, man, I'm a grown man. You're not about to threaten me with your dad and everything. I'm doing my job.
That's what, and there's a 2-hour interview, so you can go watch it more if you want more context. Now, listen, do you believe him? Do you believe it's hearsay, whatever you want to say. But the fact of the matter is, the stamp is the date it happened. He did sue. So at least on that side of it, you can't say he waited to go after Deion's daddy, blah, blah, blah.
I'm glad we got clarity on that. That's on me. I'm glad you cleared.
So the guy did it right when he was supposed to. And not when he's supposed to, but I'm saying he did it for clear reason. And so it is what it is. All I'm saying is, dog, Deion Sanders, Coach Sanders, I call him, preaches integrity, character, and accountability. Does he not?
Mm-hmm. I hear you.
I ain't got to say nothing else, dog. Let's move on. Before we take commercial break, I got a daily rant, JB, Smitty, JB daily rant.
Uh-oh.
Bring my theme music in. Speaking of Deion.
What's on your mind, JB? What's on your mind?
Without a doubt, it's Compton. Without a doubt, it's Compton. Without a doubt.
My daily rant starts off by talking about some soft shit.
Shoot.
Your boy Halliburton missed yet again. His third game and an elimination game at that. Go ahead.
My boy?
Halliburton.
My boy. Okay. Keep going. My fault.
Well, you're Pacers. You're Pacers. Your town. He missed an elimination game again. Now, hear me out. Donovan Mitchell missed two games to end it. An elimination game as well. Could have went down 2-1, instead go down 3-0. Porzingis hasn't played since the fucking playoffs begun. Kawhi Leonard didn't play, and we forgot about Giannis missed every playoff game this year. Dame missed 2, and it seems to me we have a vaginal excretion problem, not an injury problem. These cats need Vagisil. Fuck Hart. We know they ain't got that shit. That shit. Damn shame these players sit on the sidelines dressed up in feminine attire, fucking fake root on their teams, knowing they could have at least tried to be out there, could have tried to suit up. Damn shame what sports have become, Smitty. Pro athletes were supposed to be different. Built different, they say. Go talk to these motherfuckers. They'll tell you, I'm built different, homie. I'm built different. Yet the general population grunt worker can do exactly the same as these fucks are doing every day, except they make much less money and aren't glorified in the media. Go talk to a goddamn coal miner or a motherfucker bragging your groceries every day, especially during a pandemic. We are so pussy in this country that it has blown my mind. Because when we look at guys that all of our kids look up to for examples, as we talked about on the Contrary to Belief, kids look at examples over what you tell them. We have become so pussy in this country. The professional athlete who used to be different is now average Joe sitting on the side wearing skinny jeans and fucking bell bottoms. And now we want to act like these guys are heroes of ours. They're not heroes. They're not heroes. People out there, young people, they're not heroes. They're fucking zeros. Don't get it twisted. That's my daily rant, Smitty. Crack my back. It's time for a commercial break. And
when we come back though, we got to talk last night's sweep of my Pacers. I want to talk a little bit about that, what it means for the Celtics. And I know we got some other hot topics for you as well. We got the big Madness kicker on the plane. getting allegations out there and so much more. Steve Kim coming on today. So y'all stay locked and loaded. I'm going to go take a piss, light up my stick, give me a little something to eat, and we're going to be right back.
Here, this is the infamous one of the palm trees at Ash 8. So
Can't fucking believe you. See this fucking belt? You see it? Who just eats a whole fucking palm tree, man? You guys are fucking shitting. Just fucking unearthed the motherfucker. Ate the whole fucking thing. Like, who eats a whole fucking palm tree? Like, you fucking shitting me? Are you fucking shitting me? Now, let's shake now. Who did it? I'm gonna look at the fucking camera. Who fucking did it? Sit down.
sit down. Sit. Sit down. Now, do we understand each other? Excuse me. There is no more fucking up palm trees. I'm tired of spending all this money, and now I've created a whole fucking barricade for you. So I don't want to have to dig this bitch out. I'm fucking dead. I'm old, my back hurts, I'm fucking stiff as a porn dick. Come here, sit down. Sit down. Boy, if you don't sit your ass down, now, you come over here with me. Come on. Here's what I had to do to fucking stop you. And I got a better, beautiful, bigger tree. So now, we are shitting in tall grass. Replanted it, bitch. Soiled it up. Put a little trellis in here. Put a bunch of fucking stones. Look like Stonehenge around this bitch. And now, Ash, are you gonna fucking try to dig this bitch out? Are you gonna do this? Are you gonna do this again? So I had to Ash, remember this? Remember you ate this? Did you do this? He ate once. I put this little moat around it. And just a sitting area. Come over here. We got the flat stick basketball court and driving range. So if I ever want to pull out the big dog, that's our net. All we do is just slap down our driving range, you know. Bam, swing away. And that's where we swing into the net. Jimmy crack corn on this hoop. And here's my RV parking where I park the whips. Let's take you out and show you a few. Out these double gates, I'll show you a few cars. Come on out. So right here, of course, is the bad boy. The last year they made this Cadillac EXT, one of a kind. Can't find these anywhere. And then you come out here, you got the 650i, BMW, rag top, 500 to the rear, white interior. You know, you can't beat it. This is my baby though, my truck. Full sound, custom sound system in both. Top notch, only as I do. And obviously, this is my crib. Oops. All right, that's JB's Cribs. Appreciate you jumping by, coming by. Listen, it's time to go. Now take your asses and get the hell out of here. I'm about to go cook some slapstick tri-tip. It's been a pleasure. Now go home. Peace. Get to look down on the property. That'll do it. Real Coach JB's Cribs. Peace. Hey, by the way, I want to correct something real quick. Not correct, but I want to throw out 3 names from my San Diego's top 10 list. I want to shout out real quick Ted Williams, one of the greatest baseball players of all time, great hitters, is also from Hoover High School there in San Diego. Also, the great Ricky Williams, I forgot, San Diego native. Ricky Williams, and so is John Lynch.
Ooh.
So those are 3 guys. Now, I still would stick with my list. My list is because, listen, it's not just.
You got to redo your whole list now, JB.
It's not just football, Smitty. It's the top 10 greatest athletes. Gail Devers, people are giving me shit. Gail Devers is one of the greatest athletes ever.
No, Gail should be on there. We cool with Gail.
I'm just saying, like, there's different. It's not just football. If I would have did top 10 football, it's different. Or top 10 baseball. This is top 10 athletes. And I just thought Bill Walton is the most famous, the greatest. We could argue that Bill Walton's the greatest college player ever. Period. 3 Naismith time winner in a row, Smitty. He won 3 in a row. He won 88 games in a row in college. He went 21 for 22 in a national championship game, homie, from the field. Bill Walton has, like, accolades that are greater than the rest if you put all things equal. So that's all I'm saying. We got a segment, Stat of the Day. Brought to you by 5 Hour Energy, Smitty.
Take your drink.
5 Hour Energy gets you busy. Drinking those energies gets you dizzy.
I'm drinking 5 Hour Energy every hour by the hour. In the morning, right before I shower, before the meal, right before I devour. Stat of the day. Here you go. Here's ours.
Ooh. Stat of the day. I am so fucking tired of everybody talking about Kobe Bryant is not in their top 5 because he played with Shaq. Stop. Miss me with the Shaq narrative. First of all, he won 2 more titles after Shaq. Number 1. Number 2, I give him more credit for playing with Shaq. Jordan never had to share the ball with the most ball-dominant player of all time. Kobe did. And if we want to look at the points and if we want to look at the minutes played, Kobe was better. People don't want to mention this shit. This is real factual stats of the day brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. Kobe, if you talk to any of the players, especially the ones like T-Mac, Shaq, and the Vince Carter and AI, they will tell you they have Kobe ahead of LeBron and right behind Jordan. If you talk to today's players, they say LeBron, because they don't know who Kobe was. And if you talk to the casual TikToker, they have no fucking idea what Kobe really was like. And you don't measure heart with longevity. And LeBron's longevity has, to a lot of you out there, outweighed heart, nuts, and guts from a straight assassin, which was the Black Mamba. The Black Mamba was an assassin. And LeBron couldn't even fathom walking in those shoes. So that's the stat of the day. Brought to you by 5 Hour Energy. To me, Kobe's the GOAT. I got Jordan at 2. That's my list. So just throwing that out there.
Talk about it, JB. Talk about it.
I'm just saying, Smitty. You people want to talk about he emulated a guy. Guess what? He paid homage to a guy that he thought was the greatest. He mimicked his game, and to me, did it better. That's even greater to do. Number one, doing that while you have to share the ball with the most ball-dominant player of all time in Shaquille O'Neal is crazy to me. And no one wants to talk about it. You had Scottie Pippen, off the ball wing defender who was a spot-up shooter, who was a slasher off of give and go, off of transition, off of defense, turning it into offense. You didn't have – Scottie Pippen wasn't a goddamn Shaquille O'Neal, number one. Number two, you didn't have another center you had to dump the ball into every time. Everything went through Jordan. And then occasionally you'll have a Steve Kerr and a Judd Bushler and a Hodges and a Kukoc hit open threes because he penetrated and dished out to open guys, similar to what Jaylen Brown did last night to hit White for the game winner And that is a segue right into your Celtics and Pacers game that we wanted to break down. Your Pacers actually get swept. Before we talk about this game, do you expect the Mavs to do the same? You predicted this finals. You said the Mavs would play the Pacers. So the Celtics. So shout out to Smitty for calling it. Right now, he's right. And you need to go on over to winnable.com/slap picks and get Smitty's picks because he picked this finals.
A long time ago, too, might I imagine if y'all would have already been members on Winnable when I announced this way back when, the beginning of the playoffs, y'all would have came up a lot of money, but y'all didn't want to join Winnable. Kyle, Quentin, Wido, y'all didn't want to join Winnable, so y'all missed out on the money, but you still got a chance right now because we got more money to make. But yes, I do expect the Mavs to go ahead and end it because I just think right now, man, they're looking for blood, man. Like blood's in the water, and they're looking for the kill. They're not trying to go back to Minnesota. You know, that's a lot of extra unnecessary travel. You know, that's just a lot. It's gonna be a hard fought game because Anthony Edwards is a dog, and he's not gonna want to get swept or have a sweep on his record. But at the end of the day, man, I think the Mavs have figured the Timberwolves out. I think Cat is you can't win big games or you can't make it to the championship with Cat as your number 2. Anthony Edwards, who is my favorite player, I'm still going to stick by that. He's still learning, though, as we can see, as a 22-year-old. And I just don't think they're better than the Mavs as a full team. Skill set-wise, sure, but as an actual team, no. I think Kyrie's going to have a huge game tonight, and they're going to close them out. So I think it'll be a Mavs and the Celtics finals. And I told you guys before, I think this is the Celtics year to win it all. Now, the question I want to throw back to you, though, is how confident are you in the Boston Celtics to finally kind of get over the hump with this core group? Well, we've seen them make it to like 4 Eastern Conference Finals. They've been to an actual NBA Finals a couple years ago, lost against the Warriors. But to me, this is the first year for them where they're the most experienced team left now. Like, there's no LeBron they're facing. There's no Steph. There's no KD. They're the big dogs, in my opinion, from an experience standpoint. So I think if they were ever going to win, this will be the year to do it. But, JB, what do you think about that? Like, are you confident in the Celtics team or no?
No, I told you I'm not a Celtics team believer. I don't think Tatum's the guy. I keep watching him. I don't think he has that killer in him at all. I keep seeing him and Jaylen Brown are so up and down. They can't really seem to get on the same page together in any one game. It's either one or the other. And I don't want to hear about stats and stat lines. The bottom line is, like, I'm not a believer. And without Porzingis, the Mavericks looks like it will be the Mavericks. It looks like those 2 young bigs, Gafford and Lively, are proving to be too much and too young and athletic for a Towns and Gobert, which nobody thought would happen. Towns is the epitome of soft pussy. I just want to be honest. Towns is the epitome of what the league has become, and why my point with you and Tank was the game has softened and the game has changed because the big man has gone out to the perimeter. And that is why it's bigger than just Steph Curry being the greatest shooter of all time. No, the big man has changed this game to straight pussy. This is a guy who is depending on threes. He's 3 for 22. When does he say, I can't make a 3, and I'm going to take my 7-foot guy that's got the – I believe if I'm stand corrected if I may, but I think I'm correct on this. He got a, what do they call it now? A max deal. Did he not?
I think so.
Towns got a max. I'm pretty positive Towns is on a max contract.
Yeah, 4-year, $221 million.
God.
221 M's, JB. M's.
Homie,
221 M's, plural.
So I make 221 mil, and I'm just speaking of me.
Yeah.
I can't hit water if I fell out of a boat. And I got my team dependent on me. I make 220. I got my team dependent on me. I'm like, fuck, Smitty, I can't hit a 3 today. So guess what? I'm going to take my 7-foot ass down in the post versus 180-pound Lively. And I'm going to score that way.
How much you make again?
160 pounds or some shit.
No, how much do you make again?
221 mil.
Okay, all right, okay, keep going.
So I can't hit a three. I'm letting my team down. I'm going to go down in the post, and I'm going to generate scoring that way to open up. And Edwards, McDaniels, I'm going to go down there. And then I got another guy in Gobert who could probably get the tip jams off of my misses down in the post compared to me shooting threes from the perimeter and only having one big down there. And then we got to talk about the so-called claim to fame. Everybody anointed Ant Edwards as the next Michael Jordan, and he's the current GOAT. No, he's not. He's learning what a superstar is in Kyrie and Luka. That is what a superstar in this current landscape is. Again, another point of mine that I've been making up, the NBA playoffs are the worst I have seen in my 48 years. And we shouldn't be watching semifinal sweeps. We shouldn't be watching Eastern Conference final sweeps. We shouldn't be watching Western Conference final sweeps. These should be 6-7 game series. If we're really talking about an elite league that is supposedly so good, but guess what? There's a reason why the visuals are down. The numbers are down. The numbers are down, by the way, watching the playoffs, just so you know. I'm just saying, we're watching Western Conference possible sweep tonight. We just saw an Eastern Conference final sweep last night. We have watched below mid performances, lack of stars playing in the games that actually mean something when the commissioner said we're going to put load management in so we can play more playoff games. Make it make sense. This is the biggest backhanded slap in the fans' faces that I have seen in my 48 years. Y'all fans keep fucking paying for these dudes $221 million salaries when it's 2 for 23 from three-point land. He's a 7-footer, and he won't take his bitch ass down in the post. What? Make it make sense. I can't wait for Porzingis to sit out the finals.
So with all that being said, are you not looking forward to seeing the Dallas Mavericks, Boston Celtics NBA Finals, Kyrie going back to Boston where they booed him and where the fans was giving him hell last time he saw him, and he was stubbing on the logo in the middle of the court, and they said that he can only win when he's with LeBron. Now he's going back there with a young Luka. Luka's first time in the NBA Finals, trying to become the face of the league, a foreign player trying to become the face of the NBA. Jason Tatum back there in the NBA Finals again, this time as the big dog, trying to put his stamp, leave his stamp and his legacy here on the league. Jaylen Brown, they got Drew Holiday over there. Derek White, who to me is the most improved player in the NBA from last year to this year. You not excited to see that?
No, I'm not. You're talking about storylines. Those are different. That's different in the games.
I mean, that's part. I mean, that
matters.
matters.
A storyline of a guy. I'm not gonna give a guy who's been at 4 different places and bitched and moaned about every place he's been kudos and go watch him. Motherfucker, you was in Boston, you was in Brooklyn, you was in fucking Cleveland, you've been everywhere. Now all of a sudden I gotta give you, I can't wait to watch Kyrie go back. Go back where? Motherfucker talking about go back home. Motherfucker ain't from Boston. He was a stop and play there. Like, nah, I don't want to watch these games. I'm going to watch them for the show's purposes, for having knowledge to talk about, but I don't want to. I'm not tuning in. Like, yeah, by the way, yesterday I was taking out the trash. I didn't even see the white 3. So when I was outside, it was a nice day yesterday. I barbecued a little bit. I was solo dolo yesterday. My homies wanted to stay with their family, so I didn't do anything. Me and the dogs chilled, relaxed, drank some Palomas, smoked a few sticks.
No AE?
Nobody.
Yeah. Wow.
So I just chilled, and because I went to San Diego all week last week.
Yeah.
I did all that shit. I was burnt. So I was chilling, and I'm like, fuck, let me take a trash out tomorrow. It's a holiday because they didn't come on Monday usually, so Tuesday. Take out trash, and I swear to God, Holiday was off the free throw line, and the Celtics were down 5 with 1:30 left. Yep. And I get a ESPN notification. I'm out in the fucking front yard watering, and the fucking Celtics win. I said, God damn, you can't be more of a choke artist than these goddamn Pacers.
The Pacers cannot finish at all, boy.
Top 5 choke jobs of all time could be this Pacers team. relative to what we're seeing. By the
They
way,
cannot finish, boy.
I'm gonna be honest. I'm looking at the game. They should be at 3-1 right now.
Yes, I agree 1,000%. They blew 3 innings of games, JB. Literally.
They should be up 3-1 versus
It was game 1, game 3, and game 4.
Hold on, let's let this sink in. They should be up 3-1 versus a team that a lot of you are thinking is the best team in the last 20 years. I heard it on ESPN today. The Celtics team is the one on the best run since the Lakers when they went 15-1. Dog, I'm telling you right now, I'm going to lose my shit if you fuckers out here are going to compare this team to that goddamn Laker team that went 15-1. I'm telling you right now.
You know what's coming. You know what's coming,
I'm gonna
JB.
shit. I'm going to lose my shit if you fucking try to compare this team with any of those teams. That Detroit Pistons team that beat the Lakers would have fucking mud drugged this team. There's a million teams since that team the Lakers had, 15-1 team. Since the 15-1 Laker team, there's been about a fucking 30 teams that were better than this Celtics team. I don't want to hear it. You got to put all things in. By the way, does this run, which we would say below mid in the NBA playoffs, doesn't it make LeBron even look worse?
Why? How? Please do tell. Please do tell.
You lost to a Denver team who lost to a Minnesota team who's getting swept by a Dallas team we all called mid as fuck. Make it make sense.
You know you can't do that in sports, JB. You know matchups matter, JB.
Wait a minute. Hold up.
You know matchups matter, JB. Don't do that.
Matchups matter.
Yes, they matter.
I'm LeBron James. What do you mean matchups matter? I'm LeBron James. We're going to draft my son, and we're going to go fucking play in San Antonio. Like JB said, I'm LeBron James. Matchup, I'm the greatest of all time. I'm the GOAT. 20-1 years. I'm 40 years old. I'm LeBron James. I don't fucking rub my body down with no fucking rub. I don't do nothing. I'm longevity. I ain't going to give you the secret on how I'm played 20 years. But guess what? I'm LeBron James. I'll play with my son. Get the fuck out of here. Matchups matter. You're LeBron James, homie. You're LeBron James. What do you mean matchups matter? You're better than Kobe. You're better than Jordan. You're the GOAT. What does matchups have to do with shit? I'm LeBron James.
All right, Savvy. All right, last question on this before we move on. If it is a Mavs Celtics finals, which player benefits the most from an NBA title? Like which player's legacy, overall aura, whatever you want to call it, will be benefited the most by an NBA title? Give us a name and tell us why. I'll start it off. I'm gonna actually go with Kyrie because for so long people have said Kyrie can't do shit without LeBron James. He can't win without LeBron James. He can't be a leader on a team. He's a cancer in the locker room. You know, people were mad at him about the whole vaccine situation. I don't want to get into that, but people were so pissed at him about his decision with that they would use that anger to diss him on the court and disrespect his game on the court and almost praise when he lose. I was seeing it all across the media during that time. Now the whole thing is flipped. Now everybody's on his bandwagon talking about how great he is because he's more quiet about his beliefs and things like that. At the end of the day, Kyrie is one of, if not the most skilled player we've seen in the NBA, and I'm so glad that he's showcasing his skills at this level and showing that he can win without LeBron, showing that how valuable he actually was to LeBron and LeBron getting over the hump as well. So to me, I think Kyrie's legacy, getting a second ring, will be huge. Doing it without LeBron. Especially if he could somehow, become, finals MVP as well. That would be like the icing on the cake. And obviously, him being his favorite player and his idol, his leaders, what a mentor was Kobe. That just kind of, it would just feel good to kind of put it all full circle. So that's my guy. Who would you pick? Who has the most to gain from a championship?
Wido, call in, Wido. You're our Hooper analyst. Come on, call in. I got to get your brain for about 2 minutes before we got to see Kim on. The one that would benefit the most, I don't know. You're looking at individual accolades again and storylines. I'm looking at the overall product of this thing out here, and this is just a bad product. And I'm just continuing to see a bad product. And I just don't know how I want. like if
I'm just saying, like, if Luka wins his first championship in Dallas, the first one since Dirk, that's a big deal. Because now you can make the argument, damn, has Luka already surpassed Dirk as the best player in the Mavericks history? That could be a legit argument. If Tatum and Brown finally get over the hump, it's like, all right, they finally got it. First ring at 26 years old or whatever. Like, it's Tatum the face of the league now. Like, I just think there's a lot of, like, yes, storylines matter. Storylines have always mattered, JB. That goes into the aura of who the greatness of a player. It's not just their numbers on the court. It's also the context around it and the storyline that has always mattered.
Yeah, I just keep looking at it. It makes LeBron look worse and worse as the more you talk. The more you talk, it looks worse. And I'm like, damn. So Kyrie, a guy that saved LeBron and won finals, Kyrie might be going back to one without LeBron and winning one without LeBron. It's like, oh shit. LeBron look worse and worse as you keep talking. I'm hearing
I'm thinking about it more.
Keep reminding me. I think through the exact same era, time frame in their careers, I think Luka is top LeBron in every category. I just saw a stat.
Time frame. Yeah, I mean, he's on pace. If Luka plays 21 years, he'll pass LeBron in probably every stat. I don't think Luka's body is going to sustain that long, though. That's the problem.
Yeah.
What's going on, Wyatt, though? How you doing, player?
What's going on, y'all boys? How you doing, Coach?
You hear us?
Loud and clear.
All right. First of all, Luka may pass the stat line and all that, but it's like the league is fucking garbage. The league is soft. The league is fucking allows everything. Dog, I'm serious, Smitty. You can't sit here and tell me that you can watch the NBA and then on a Jaylen Brown went for the ball yesterday, hit White hit what's the name in the face?
Pritchard.
Yeah. Pritchard falls, lands on his back. He acts like he was shot from the grassy fucking knoll. And then it's a fucking 10-minute review. It's a review on every single fucking thing. I just can't do it. That's just me. You guys might like the reviews and the 3-hour basketball games. I don't. We're trying to speed up baseball, but slow down basketball. Make it make sense. Like, I don't understand. Like, it makes no sense to me. But I just can't do it. And every single thing is a review. I can't put you in that category as a guy that really is out there trying to take somebody's soul on the court like we used to watch guys do. I just can't do it. It's just hard. And context is everything. LeBron or Luka may pass by all these guys record-wise, but look at what the league has. Like, come on, man. Karl Anthony Towns is on the perimeter. Like, wouldn't that be a nice body to have when Luka got into the lane? Wouldn't you like that guy instead of having him out on the fucking perimeter, not playing defense in the box? Like, make it make sense to me. Go ahead, Wino. I want to bring you on here real quick because give us your take on what Smitty's question was. Who has the most to gain or lose in this finals?
In terms of Boston or Mavs, I'm not a big Boston fan. I'm a Miami guy. Orlando, I don't want to see Boston win. I'm upset that Boston has had an injury-prone way to the finals. Everybody they've played have been injured. Their superstars have not been there. We've missed a couple of good matchups, so here they are. I understand they've been good for a long time. They are definitely not one of the greatest teams of all time, Coach. But since the record plays, they've been there so many times, I get it. I think Jaylen Brown's the most overpaid superstar of all time for how much money he's paid to what he does on the court. He's great intangibles, but come on now. This is my thing, Coach, with the replays and shit. When I was a hooper, I got scars from getting knocked, elbowed and shit. My initial reaction every time, no matter if it was a fall, a slam, an elbow, was I'm up right away. Because in the street, we're going to fight. I need to get up right now. There is no waiting. So I don't understand why everyone is waiting for the camera. Oh, give me a chance. Shout out to Pritchard. I hope he's okay. But even when he got back to the bench, or this was McConnell.
McConnell, yeah.
When he got back, he looked back like, what bitch, on the way out to the locker. I'm like, yo, what are we doing, dog?
Right.
I made a point, Coach. Smitty, you tell me. Do y'all think the reason some of the NBA is soft these days is because everybody is getting wifed up way too early? When you don't have a girl, when you're trying to get a wife, you're going to be tough. You're going to be hard. When you got baby girl at home, when your wife is at home and you're getting catered to, you're going to be soft. Jordan was doing his thing back in the day, taking everybody's girl. Kobe was Kobe, Coach. You know, AI, all these superstars did their thing. So could that Karl Anthony Towns, shout out to you, Jordan Woods.
He got Jordan.
God damn.
Right.
It could be a problem, Smitty, because he got her. You know what I'm saying? He's not chasing her anymore. He's got her.
But the problem, I like that question. I like that theory. The problem is Cat been soft though since he came in the league.
Agree, and I think
he didn't
that
always
goes
have
to,
a girl.
I think that goes to AAU. Cat came up in the AAU days. We've gotten away from the big man. DJ Burns shocked everybody as the first big man doing big men things. AAU has taught everybody to be a guard. Big guards, big players. You're a guard now. Shoot the threes. Everybody has to. I blame a lot on AAU, coach. But before I get off, shout out to Luka because here we go. Ready, coach? Luka looks different than everybody because he came from the Euro League. No college, no American basketball. And you can't say the soft stuff, could he? Because he came from that. Just like Jokic.
It's tough over there. It's crazy.
Way tough over there. I got hoopers that hooped here that are there now as pros, and they have to translate because it's a different game. Shout out to Luka.
Yeah. Here's the difference though. And I love baby girl in the chat because she read my mind. It ain't about the guy having the girl, it's the girl having the guy. Ant doesn't wear the pants, homie. These men don't wear the pants no more. That's the problem. It ain't about having the girl. We've always had girls when we played, but we were the alpha in the house. They are now the alpha in the house. Let's keep it funky. That is number one. Number two, like you just mentioned that whole thing about
AAU.
Yeah, Luka and all these things. This is how bad the league is. And I'm going to sum it up to what you just said. You mentioned all the injuries that the Celtics went through. The Celtics have Porzingis not playing. Dog, that's how bad the East is. You don't even need Porzingis to go through this thing with 2 losses.
Nah, but Porzingis is like a C guy. They didn't play Julius Randle. That's the main guy for the Knicks. They didn't get to see a healthy Joel Embiid. There's definitely some people that weren't there, coach. That's all I'm saying.
But my point is they're running through everybody without him.
No question.
So how soft is this Eastern Conference?
No, but again, back to Whiteout's point, yeah, they didn't have Porzingis, who was arguably their third best player, but these other teams they're playing are losing their number one. Right. So it's like the bigger losses is on the other side.
And then shout out to the Pacers, shout out to Halliburton. I think they're a young squad. Shout out to you, Smitty. But in that game one, I feel like anybody knows if they had a dog, they would have won that game. If Jimmy Butler was there, he would have made sure they won that game. So.
Jimmy Butler would be a great piece.
We got Steve Kim in the room.
Appreciate y'all as always.
Kim, I appreciate you, Whiteo. We'll holler at you. Let's bring our main man, this Korean Coach Sale, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Gem, Steve Kim.
Good morning, fellas.
What up, Steve?
Good morning, Steve. How you doing?
How was your Memorial Day? Did you eat any Palooza barbecue anywhere?
No, just a regular day. Just did some stuff at the office and just did what I did.
Yeah, same with me. I didn't do anything yesterday. I stayed solo and barbecued a little bit. Watched this horrific basketball NBA, what we call the NBA now. It's just so bad. Have you watched any of these Eastern Conference Finals?
No, not a single minute.
Smitty already knew. I agree.
It's hard to watch.
It's hard to watch, man. It's hard to watch. Steve, I got to ask you something. Bill Walton, what did he mean to you?
Well, I really didn't get to see the bulk of his career. I did see the 1986 contribution he made to a great Celtics team. But really, for me, what I remember him most is being a very funny broadcaster who certainly knew the game of basketball, but was really funny. Didn't take the game too seriously, but made every broadcast fun. When him and Ralph Lawler were the announcers for some really bad Clipper teams in the 90s. They were a great source of entertainment because there really weren't that many people watching. I'm not so sure anyone in LA really cared. And him and Ralph really developed this great chemistry where they would say almost anything, specifically Bill, and they kept it lively. They kept it fun. And then Bill became more of a national guy who still really didn't change his style. And about a year and a half, 2 years ago, they did a really good 30 for 30 on him, the luckiest guy in the world. And I thought it really paid great tribute to his life and his career and how frustrating it was at times. But still an individual that got everything out of his life.
How is he the greatest college player ever?
Well, let's see. He was there from, 72 to 74. I think they lost us a couple of games. Had the
86 and 4 in his career. He won 88 straight at one point, and he's a 3-time college player of the year in a row.
Right. So back then, I don't think freshmen could play. That one loss to North Carolina State and Notre Dame still bugs him to the day he died. He'd bring it up often. Based on his team accomplishments and his overall dominance as an individual player, I think it's either him or Lou Alcindor that make the argument for being the two most dominant college basketball players of all time. Yes.
No doubt. Elgin Baylor was nice at that time. I think that's who beat Kareem with the patch on his eye, right?
No, that's Elvin Hayes. They never won it, though, either. They didn't win the national title, Houston.
Yeah. That now we started the show, Steve, about San Diego's legends, and I thought it was fitting to start the show off because of Bill Walton, the San Diego native, and I gave my top 10. I missed some guys in there, and I know you're a historian. I had Brian Sipe, which is a former quarterback for the Browns, who's a San Diego native. Alan Trammell, the great baseball player. Gail Devers, who's an Olympic gold medal track star, female. Phil Mickelson, Tony Clark, Reggie Bush, Marcus Allen, Junior Seau, and I had Walton at 1. Also, there was there were some people that I missed. I know Terrell Davis is from there. Ricky Williams, the great baseball player.
John Lynch, right? I think.
Yeah, John Lynch. There's also Ted Williams, who I could easily put on there. People don't realize Tony Gwynn's not from San Diego, so I wanted to be clear. Either is Marshall Falk. People are hitting me up in the chat.
Yeah.
Those guys are not from San Diego. These guys are from San Diego. Anyone you remember that I missed that you think should be a San Diego that was iconic guy that –
Not really. I mean, you pretty much got him. Marshall Falk's from New Orleans, and
Tony's from Long Beach.
Long Beach Pauly, so he's more of a Long Beach guy. But I mean, those are when I think of San Diego athletes.
Yeah.
Ted Williams comes to mind immediately. Tony Gwynn's probably Mr. San Diego, given the fact he went to San Diego State and spent his whole professional career as a Padre. Was actually drafted by the Clippers when they had a lot more rounds in the NBA draft. I think you pretty much hit everyone in San Diego that I know.
I didn't know the Ted Williams one. I found that out later. He probably would have had to have been in my top 10. But it wasn't just football, basketball. It was just athletes in general. So that's how the 10 I listed. But I think Bill Walton, I don't know. I mean, let me ask you. So Bill got in the league. I know he was injury riddled as a first rookie or a second year with his feet. And then he wins a title in 77. And then 78, he's the MVP of the league. And he's on this transcending, maybe possibly the greatest big for a long time. And then he gets in disgruntled contract negotiations with Portland, and he becomes a Clipper for 1 year. And then they trade him to Boston, and later he's a six-man, wins it. Is that 86 Boston team possibly the greatest team ever?
It's on a very short list. I think he was a Clipper for a few years. He rarely played, though. That was an absolute bust for both Bill and the franchise. He just kept getting injured, sat out years, and he had essentially almost retired, and he wanted to actually become a Laker. And I think the Lakers decided to sign Maurice Lucas. And so he went over to Red Auerbach, and they said, hey, can we make this work? And then Bill Walton was the sixth man of the year in 85-86. It's probably the greatest passing team I've ever seen. They had Larry Bird, Kevin McHale, Robert Parrish, Dennis Johnson, Danny Ainge, Jerry Sheasting, Scotty Wedman. It was an unbelievable team in terms of ball movement, player movement, sharing the ball. They could play half court. They could play a full court game. They had three-point snipers. They had the greatest front court ever. And they elevated basketball to an art form for that 1 year. And you can watch highlights of that team, and they were doing what teams are doing now, the in and out, the kicking it, the ball movement, and spotting up for three. And it's really a shame. That was the last good year Walton ever had, because the next year he got injured, barely played, and then that basically ended his career. But I would say the 85-86 Celtics are no worse than one of the top 2 or 3 teams I've ever seen throughout a year.
Is he the best big man passer in your era? Do you believe it's him?
It's either him or Sabonis. Either him or young Arvydas Sabonis.
Joker now, maybe Joker's climbing in there.
Sabonis never really was a healthy two-footed version of himself in the National Basketball Association. I don't think anyone ever really saw his true greatness. But Walton, in terms of making outlet passes, bringing the ball into the post and running your offense through the paint, the give and go, the stuff that he would do, the skip pass. He had a great understanding of the game, one of the highest basketball IQs. And so when you think of like passing big men, I mean, obviously Kevin Love was very highly thought of.
Yeah.
Kareem was a pretty good post passer, but I would still say when it comes to post passing, people do think it's Walton.
Yeah, and then Bird. Bird was one of the greatest passers I ever saw. He's very underrated when it comes to passing. And those two on the same team that year, I remember as a 10, 11-year-old watching those finals and watching that team battle the Lakers and all these, and the Pistons and the Sixers. And I was like, fuck, these two are unbelievable passers. Then you got Kevin McHale down there with the greatest post player ever, in my opinion, him and Hakeem. It's like, it's pretty shocking to watch that. I miss the old days. Let me just tell you, it makes me more pissed off now watching this shit product we're watching. All right, let me dive into something before Smitty has some questions, but I got to dive into this Shiloh Sanders take with you. He claims bankruptcy. We kind of got into it already. I knew about this story because I had buddies there coaching with at that school years ago. Whitlock had the guy that he apparently got into it with on his show breaking this down. Is this strictly a move to protect and save face and deny any wrongdoing? Or what do you take from this bankruptcy deal? Because NIL money's coming in at an all-time high for this family's kids, Sanders and both his sons. Do you think he's saving that from not paying this guy's lawsuit?
Well, that's what it seems to be. I haven't really studied it all that much, but when you file bankruptcy at times, you are trying to save money or shelter it from certain people. That's what it seems like here. And as you mentioned, Whitlock did have that gentleman that was aggrieved on Fearless about a month and a half, 2 months ago. You know, you could believe whoever you want. They also played parts of that deposition. I do think it's strange that this story has not picked up more steam given what happened. Maybe it's because back then Dion was not a high-profile college football coach. But, yeah, it does seem as though that they are trying to shelter money away from a particular individual in relationship to some litigation.
And that's what Smitty said. I mean, we don't know who to believe, what to trust. I do know that this happened. I do know that this guy has some sort of issue that happened. I don't know how severe it is, but obviously he did sue back then. So he didn't just sue yesterday. He sued some 10 years ago. So when it happened or whatever. So it did happen right away. So we're not going to call shadiness on that man. He did sue when it happened. So it's ironic, though, that this is now when you file bankruptcy, though. That's the ironic part. That's what nobody wants to talk about. But Smitty, I want to dive into boxing. I know you got to take, but before you ask him, I have to ask. Mike Tyson was in LAX yesterday, landing from Miami. Apparently, he had some ulcer issue where he had to be medically looked at and had to be taken off the airplane. Does that affect this fight, Steve, at all as a 53-year-old man?
No.
Why are you laughing, Steve?
No, it doesn't. I'm not a big fan of this type of stuff, but I let it happen. I'm a capitalist. I could choose to support it or not. I don't really care. Do I think it's going to make people think should a 50-some-odd-year-old man at his age be fighting? No, it's not. And they've made it clear. They're going to go on with the event. Mike wants the money. I don't know if he needs the money, but he wants the money. And they're going to go on with it. And that's it. There's no standards here. So good luck to him.
Yeah. I did see some people online on social kind of, using this as a way to say, why is this 57, whatever he is, year old going into the ring? He has health issues, this, that, and the third. So like you said, it's happening regardless if we want it or not. So I just pray that there's no serious injuries after that. But going to some real boxing, was it Jack Catterall and Josh Taylor had I watched that whole match. I thought it was a hell of a fight. Catterall got his revenge on Josh Taylor. What was your overall just assessment watching the fight? Your thoughts. I know Aram came into the ring, I think, after the fight and said that it was, the scorecard was ridiculous and he thought Josh Taylor should have won and this, that, and the third. But What's your take on that, Steve?
Well, I disagree with Bob. I think everyone does. Catterall won that fight. I thought it was a little bit closer than the scorecards had it.
Yeah.
You know, the thing with Josh Taylor is this. It was about 2 years ago. Everyone thought he was one of the best fighters in the world. He was streaking. He had won the World Boxing Super Series tournament. He had unified all the titles. Then he stopped fighting. He became a once-a-year guy. And I would ask, why doesn't he fight more? And people don't understand. This is an erosion that takes place if you do not sharpen the blade. The blade is either sharpened or it gets dulled. And there's almost like this sense of entitlement that fighters have, that everything should stay the same. It doesn't. Nothing is ever static. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. There's no such thing as maintaining. I don't believe in that. And once he started becoming a part-time fighter, he got part-time results. And you can make an argument that he has not won a fight legitimately since 2001, and that he's lost 3 fights in a row, and no longer is he considered an elite prize fighter. He's just another guy whose inactivity has really dulled his momentum, and actually, in a lot of ways, I think taken away his market value as a fighter. So you have to live with that result. You want to rest, you want to be inactive. That's absolutely your right, but those things come with consequences.
Hey, so let me ask you this, because you've mentioned this before, Steve. When you get to this part of your career, when you were once looked at as like a top tier guy, or at least on that pathway, and then you hit a roadblock, so to speak, or you become less active, and now you're kind of taking down a few notches. Like what's next? Because like now, like you said, we don't look at him as a top tier guy no more. We probably never will. So does he just fight middle tier fighters for the rest of his career? Does he need to retire? Like what?
Well, I think he needs to move up in weight. I think that weight cut to 140 is not great for him. But I don't know what he does. If he didn't want to fight when he was at his absolute peak in terms of his value, fighting for millions, is he just going to fight for regular 6 figures? My view is if you cannot get motivated when you're at your absolute peak in terms of economic market value, and now someone says, well, you've lost basically 3 fights in a row. You haven't won a legitimate fight in 3 years. You're going to fight for a fraction of what you once did. How's that guy going to get motivated? And that's the thing that I would tell Josh. I said, Josh, if he ever bitched and moaned about it, and again, if I don't know, I'd say like, well, Josh, you should have fought more and kept your blade sharp. See, everything comes at a price. All these people feel sorry for fighters. I don't. You hunt what you kill and you kill what you eat. But if you don't want to go hunting, you will starve. That's the reality of this thing. Either you do it or you don't. I remember Marvin Hagler when he got robbed of his first world title in November of 1979.
Yeah.
The next 5 months at the beginning of 1980, before he was able to get that title shot against Alan Minter, because Minter beat Antuofermo, he had to wait. In the first 5 months of 1980, after 50-some-odd pro fights, he fought 3 times in 5 months. You know why?
Damn.
Because he knew he had to keep himself sharp. These other guys, all they do is bitch and moan and talk about how hard boxing is. Hey, fellas, you chose to do this. You can go on LinkedIn and put in your resume and work at a coal mine. You chose to be a boxer. You know what you got yourself into. You either do the damn job or you don't. That's
Steve, is that I kind of correlate it with this basketball thing. Donovan Mitchell missed 2 playoff games in elimination type of games. Halliburton just missed 2 in elimination games. Stars of these teams aren't playing. Do you correlate that at all with being paid absorbent amounts of money early on, where the investment just isn't the same as boxing the same way? I think it's all the same. You get paid so early on and often early that are you really focused on being the greatest of all time and focusing on my body and playing, like you said, building callus and fighting as many times as you can or playing as much as you can? We're seeing this just across all sports and professional sports. It's not just any. I just see it as a huge issue professionally, period.
Well, I mean, with the NBA, when you are getting paid that much money and then you have literally said sit out games, even when you're healthy, you're going to create a mindset where it's okay to sit out games. And that's part of the reason why I'm not going to invest into the league. You don't care enough. And that's had an erosion, because once you start missing regular season games when you could be playing otherwise, the next step was going to be playoff games. So I don't know why anyone's surprised by this. You lower the standards, you're going to lower the standard. It's really that simple.
And that's why I've been on this hill alone. Playoff games in college football is next. Big-time bowl games are next. I'm just telling you, bowl games started, and when I saw that, I'm like, holy shit, where are we headed? And I'm telling you, we're going to head, especially when we go 12-team playoff. And it's going to happen. I'm just telling you.
But just for clarity, though, the difference, though, is we can say we want about the NBA guys, and we can say they're soft. I'm cool with that. But these guys did have actual injuries in the playoffs. I'm not talking about the regular season, but the Halliburtons that you're mentioning, the Donovan Mitchells that you're mentioning, the Dame Lillards, they had actual literal things that happen. Now we can argue if they could have played through it or not. That's neither here nor there. But it's not like they're just sitting out just to sit out.
Yeah,
that's college football. The college football playoffs, these guys are going to sit out just because they don't care about the game.
That's Steve's point, though. Like, if you build callous, then you go through those little nagging injuries. Like, these weren't like Achilles tears, bro. These are like some calf strains. Do you know how many times I played with a calf strain? So did you? Yeah. Come on, man. Like, what?
I'm with you on that.
I mean, Kobe Bryant sat out a finals game. It was game 3 of 2000. Jalen Rose undercut him.
Yeah,
I mean, it's happened. It has happened, but you know, when I hear of players talking about resting the body, bro, you play a game for a living. They give you private flights. They're all chartered. You stay in luxury hotels. You're not being asked to work in an oil rig. You're not being asked in a coal mine. You're not working on a battleship here. Give me a break. You're playing basketball. Good.
And Steve, I asked Smitty this earlier to start the show. Like, I'm just trying to figure out, like, if I were to make $200 million, and I'm not even going to say that. Let's just say I make an absorbent amount of money. I would feel horrific as a teammate to my brothers, who I call my brothers, not to participate or show up in a game where I'm possibly eliminated from contention. I would be feeling horrible. That's what I don't understand. These guys, if I got $200 million, Smitty, I'm pretty sure you and I are playing the game.
100%.
Carry me off the court. Yeah. Like, I don't understand the mindset. These cats are on the sideline smiling, dressed up like some feminine ass dolls, and they're over there fake rooting on their player. If I was the player on the court, I'd be telling that dude, get the hell off the court. I don't want to see your smiling ass. But that's
I agree with you 1,000%. I remember my senior year. You know, I missed my whole senior year at Ball State because I tore my meniscus and my knee didn't heal right. But I still would travel with the team. I remember we were playing Texas A&M, and we were like on the bus ride. We had got to A&M. I'm seeing all their fans in the parking lot tailgate going crazy, and I started to myself, I started to come to tears because I'm like, damn, I can't be out here with my brothers, SEC and Texas A&M, and that's just one example. But like, to your point, JB, like, we cared about the game so much. Like, I truly love football, and especially at that point, really love the game. You know, to the point where I try my damnedest to go out there and play. I just literally couldn't. But like you said, today's guys, for whatever reason, it's like I think guys don't love the game. Honestly, I think there's a small group of people who actually do love it, but majority of them they do it just for the money. We all know that money's important. Duh. Obviously, we all want to make money. But at the end of the day, my foundation is I love the actual game. Then the money comes second, where now people are playing just because they want the money, and then they get the money, and then they don't really care about anything else.
And if you look at it, like I give Embiid more credit than a lot of people want to give. He played. He was hurt. He missed a lot of the season. He played in the playoffs, though. He played the playoffs, and he averaged 30. You could say that wasn't even the good Embiid, but he averaged 30 in the playoffs trying to help his team. At least he played in the playoffs. He could easily set out from injury season all the way through the playoffs, like we just saw these other guys do.
Yeah.
So I'm just saying. Hey, Smitty or Steve, this happened the other day. This happened, and it's not Harrison Butker. It's another kicker, Brandon McManus, being sued by 2 women that allege McManus assaulted them on a flight when they went over to London last year. This is happening more and more and more. We saw the Ariza kid for the Buffalo Bills basically be ostracized for this same situation. Come to find out he was innocent. We also saw the pitcher, Bauer, for the Dodgers be the same way. Come to find out he was innocent. This is just a new thing when are these teams or organizations or leagues going to say, let's stop firing guys, cutting guys until the facts come out? Because we're killing people's careers when it comes out the fact that they're not even at fault. It's these girls trying to get money from these professional athletes. When are the leagues going to say, hey, look at what happened to Michael Irvin. You saw that whole thing. They let him before the actual facts came out. When is that going to happen? Never. It's just you're guilty before innocent now in this deal.
I don't know what to say other than that there should be due process. I don't know enough about that situation.
But in the due process, will you agree that the team should keep the guy?
Yeah, look, I don't believe all women. I believe evidence. And that's why you better lawyer up. In situations like these, athletes have to realize you are targets. You better be very, very careful. And I don't know what else to say other than do like Derek Jeter did, sign NDAs, have security, have like a security guard around you, like the S1Ws or Secret Service, and take away people's phones, have people sign contracts. And then when they're done, good job, honey, and here's a gift basket. That's probably the best way to do it.
And in all fairness, we don't have all for this particular case. We don't know all the details yet as far as if she's lying, if it's true or not. But like, I'm with you guys. Like at the end of the day, like until we do know it, we shouldn't really, in my opinion, accuse either side of anything because we just literally don't know. I don't know. Maybe McManus did do it and he's fucking the sicko or whatever, and and she's telling the truth. Maybe she's lying for money. Until we know, I think nothing should happen. He should continue playing. We should continue this going until all the facts come out. It is a shame that, like, as soon as an accusation is made, you're fired, you're cut, you're let go. It's like, damn, just from an accusation. Because that's dangerous. Because anybody at any point can be like, you know what? I don't like Steve. I don't like JB. I don't like Darnell. Let me just lie real quick just to get them fired.
Steve, if it wasn't for the Andy Reid and the Kansas City Chiefs, criminals wouldn't have jobs in the NFL and falsely accused wouldn't have jobs. The Chiefs, shout out to Andy Reid for hiring everybody that. Hey, Steve, before you leave, I got one thing for you. Sankey came out and said Jada Rashada lawsuit against Florida, Billy Napier. I'm not a fan of lawsuits, he came out and said. Is this a precursor to saying we're going to break away from the NCAA? I'm trying to put that energy out in the world that we're going to be the SEC, which we don't tell on each other league. We don't tattletale. We do everything under the table and have done that way for a long time. He is obviously probably going to be the commissioner of football if this does break away into a group or Power 5 type of deal without the NCAA, which I think is happening sooner than later. Not a fan of lawsuits. Listen, we had the lawyer on last week. What's your take on Sankey? Because he kind of seems to be the guy that gets it. He's not a tattletale guy, and I love that in football. A lot of these other commissioners are not that way, and they'll throw you under the bus in a heartbeat.
Look, we know the SEC and the Big Ten is going to break off. We know that the structure of college football is going to be significantly different than what it's been for the past 120 years within the next 5 to 10. Look, Sankey just may be sick of this, but could be his way of telling kids and his parents, stop putting yourself up for auction. Jesus Christ. I think whatever Rashada was promised, if it's a binding agreement, should be paid. But at the same time, I don't have a lot of sympathy for them either. I remember about 2 years ago on a Miami Hurricanes space, when Rashada was still a Miami commit and all this was going on, I said, guys, here's the problem. You don't think him and his father every offseason is going to, put the gun to Mario Cristobal and the Miami's head? Let's say he had a great freshman year. Just like, well, hey, guys, sophomore year, we might go somewhere else. Then he has a good sophomore year. Then junior year, hey, where are we going to – it's like, I don't want anyone like that. Right. I don't want to be a cold-hearted bastard, but I'm going to be who I am. If Jalen Rashada ends up being an object lesson on how not to handle it, then so be it. Harlan Rashada has a lot to answer for here. Was this about your son's college education and his career or you? You're a grown man putting your son out. I'm not going to use the term, but let's just put it this way. You didn't have the right priorities. Did you ever once ask, hey, what's your major going to be? Because most likely at age 28, you're not going to play football.
Let's be honest.
I mean, seriously.
These kids are being pimped out by their own blood and flesh.
Well, you said the word, not me, and that's the reality. They can say, I'm looking out for my son. Really? When it involves a job for you. Really?
Really? Hey, I used to see this in the street agent world. These are street agents. These are these 7-on-7 trainer guys. These trainers would take a kid on, and then he would finagle in the circle by backstabbing the high school coach or his own parents. And it's crazy. This is exactly, I've seen this for a long time. I've seen the daddy who's not really involved in the son's life, but then when the son gets a Division I scholarship offer, the dad is all of a sudden in the life and is demanding that he become like this right-hand wing guy of the kid. And it's like, where have you been? And the kid is so vulnerable. He's like, well, I miss my dad. I wish I had my dad all through junior high and elementary school. But now that I made it, my dad is in my life. And then he protects the dad, and then the kid don't get drafted. And guess what? The dad's gone again. I've seen this for a long time.
Right.
And it's like, it's a pimp. You're a fucking pimp.
I was specifically told by the booster that I know very well, that is a close friend of mine. He says, Steve, I remember one time where he was driving me back to the airport after that spring game of 2022, and he just goes, oh, that dad. Ugh. And that's the exact same way they say it in boxing when these promotional companies have to deal with these great or these blue chip amateurs, and everything becomes about our signing bonus. Our signing bonus. Wait a minute, what are you talking about? This is about your son. Are you out of your mind? Our? It's just ridiculous. And then the fact, this is how bad it is. Harlan Rashada went to Arizona State, and so they used Arizona State as just a backup plan, and then they just leave them at the first sight that, hey, there may be another quarterback there. Look, the college football will be fine with or without Jaden Rashada. People like him need to realize one thing. You better get yourself into a program and work the program, and then you better make a career out of it, because come next year, there's 200 more quarterbacks coming down the pike. You are more easily replaceable than you think. That's the reality.
Hey, before you get out of here, Steve, right now, like, I know it's way too early, but you kind of are in tune with what Miami went through in spring ball. If I'm speaking of the ACC preseason, and I'm here sitting here, like, are the proverbial favorites supposed to be? Is it Florida State now over Clemson, or is it Clemson still?
Well, based on what's coming back, if Mario Cristobal can't win double-digit games with this roster and schedule, people should doubt his ability to coach football. You got a number one, one of the top 5 quarterbacks. You have a pretty good running back, Damian Martinez. You have a top 10 offensive line. The wide receiver room is probably top 10. Defensively, you probably need another defensive back or 2, but you can mitigate that with a really good pass rush, which Miami has. If Mario Cristobal is going to be good this year and solidify his status, he's got to be Ed Orgeron in 2019. He's got to be Eric Cristobal and play to score points. I don't ever want to hear Mario this year say, well, we're establishing our run. Hey, Mario, establish 50 fucking points, man.
No shit.
There was a game last year we played against North Carolina State where we were scared to death of Van Dyke. It was one of the worst offensive games I've ever seen. It was like 7-0 or some low score. And he said, man, I love what's going on. We're just being physical. Like, Mario, you're being unproductive. You're wasting a great defensive performance. Look, in college football, you better have that ability to score 40 points.
I vividly remember the day we're sitting right here watching it on this TV to my left when he screwed that up against Georgia Tech or whoever it was, and it seems like the season went straight downhill after the debacle.
And I'm a crystal ball guy, but I didn't like the fact that the press conference, he didn't say that's on me. He said, well, we practice balls timeout, coach. You're the one making $8.5 million. It is your job to say, I that up. That ball never should have been in Don Chaney's hands.
I think he made fucking $20 million last year, by the way.
And my view is this: if you're the adult, you say to Don, I did that to you. I should.
By the way, Steve, you know, if it's like a box, if you're the cut man and you fuck up the boxer somehow and it screwed him up, he's probably don't have the confidence in you for the next fight.
Well, you may not be the cut man.
Right. Yeah.
Mario does a lot of good things. He knows how to construct a roster. He's a relentless recruiter. He's going to create a pretty good culture. and you're going to be a hard-nosed physical team, but he does have to evolve. And Ed Orgeron in 2019 allowed Joe Brady to take that offense and say, you got Burrow and you got a track team outside with NFL guys.
He went hands off, right? He went hands off.
Basically.
I'm a CEO. I'm not a play caller no more. I need to be hands off, manage this thing, recruit. Similar to Ed and Mario, knowing both of them are very similar in the fact that they are the elite recruiter on their staff. So they are the go-getter on each staff. And then as the head coach, they have the it factor, I believe. I believe the kids buy in, and I think they understand that he's a player's coach, both of them. But when Ed said, I'm going to hire a young upcoming OC and get off of this thing and manage the kids that I recruited and manage and make sure that they're doing the right thing, is when he won it all. With elite talent and good OC and DC, you stayed away. Guess what? You're still going to get the credit. Mario's going to get the credit if you win, but you're also going to get fired if you lose.
You know, pride is a motherfucker, though, boss. As a man, as a coach, as a leader, like, you know, sometimes, yeah, you're going to get the credit, but you want to feel like you earned the credit and deserved it by calling the play sometimes. So I guess we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, look, Mario has to have that willingness to say to Shannon Dawson, Shannon, you want to become a head coach? Fine. Score 45 points a game. Because that was what the number one team did last year offensively, LSU. So LSU was about 45.1. Miami actually improved a lot from their first year under Cristobal. They got to about 30 points a game, and that's with the full month and a half of being absolutely afraid of your own quarterback. So they got into the top third of the country at 30 points. If they can get to 37.5 to 40, that right there gives you the ability to win a couple more games. Last year's Miami team should have been about a 9-win team. The Louisville game was another one that they mismanaged. I thought near the end of the half and at the goal line play calling at the fourth quarter. Look, this is a good football team Miami has. Is it a perfect team? No, there are no more perfect rosters anymore. I don't think the transfer portal allows that. But the strength of the Miami defense is pass rusher. So how do you make them play better? You give them a 3-touchdown lead in the second half. I don't think people understand what complimentary football really is. If you have a great set of pass rushers, you have to say to your offense, hey, guys, get me to that fourth quarter up 31-10, and then my pass rushers don't have to play the run the last 15 minutes. But if every game's going to be, we're going to be physical, guys. We're going to run this ball. Great. You're going to play 14-10 ball games, and you're going to blow a game you shouldn't. So you got to be able to evolve as a coach, and I think that's the challenge for Mario Cristobal this season.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting college football, period. I don't know. It's going to be very interesting. But Steve, before you leave, though, Smitty and I are about to have a debate after you get off, and we're going to make a bet live on the show. I'm going to say, I'm not going to – the bet's going to be a whole other thing, but in the NFC alone, would you have Daniel Jones in your top 10 quarterbacks? Now,
based on last year, no.
No, projecting to this year.
Probably not.
Here's
I don't know. I mean, they drafted a receiver finally, didn't they? Didn't they get Malik Neighbors for him?
Yeah.
See, I want to see him with Malik Neighbors, though. Malik Neighbors can change a lot of things out there. He was pretty close to being my wide receiver 1 for that draft.
Hey, Steve, rumors came out this morning that we're going to talk about tomorrow, but there was rumors that Minnesota tried to trade up and get Neighbors and trade Justin Jefferson.
Yeah, that's interesting. One LSU guy for another. One thing about Malik, he plays fast. He has that ability to take the top off the defense. He could change the fortunes of a lot of people. And look, to be fair to Daniel Jones, he has won a playoff game. He's made the playoffs. They came back down to earth last year, but he has not had a lot of help. If you look at his skill position support, it has not been very good. It's probably been among the worst in the league. So starting with Malik, I would like to see, can Daniel Jones start to turn back the tide of his career?
Yeah, you can't wait. We're going to clip what Smitty and I are going to talk about because the guys that he has ahead of him blow my mind. Well, we're going to dive into it today. But, Steve, I appreciate you. Are you on Whitlock today?
Yeah, I'll be on there a little bit later today. And then 3 knockdown rule this week. Talk about all the fights, and I'll talk to you guys Thursday.
All right, brother. I appreciate you.
Appreciate you.
Later.
Woo.
Yeah, warm up because you're gonna need it.
I don't need it. I'm just getting loose, man. I'm just getting loose because I
You're
know
gonna
about
need
this
it.
yelling.
You're gonna need it.
Get my vocal cords ready to yell.
Can I see that again, Bailey? Can you bring that up? Bailey, can you bring up that top 10 list of whose list was this?
Trevor Sakima. I think he's with like NFL Network or something like that. Maybe I'm not sure. Or Pro Football Focus. There we go. PFF. So it's just his opinion. It ain't nothing wrong. Like it's not a horrible list.
We're gonna have our opinion tomorrow. So I'm not.
Yeah.
I'm not tripping.
The list ain't horrible. It's actually a pretty good list, honestly. I would change the order on some shit, but it's a good list. I'm not mad that
I was a guy that never played in the top 10 though.
Again, you just said when Steve was on here, we're projecting, right? And what you said? We're projecting. So, all right, I'm gonna just wait. I can't wait because I can't wait, man.
PFF is the worst fucking group out there. I'm just throwing that out there, by the way. I'm just throwing that out there. I just want to get that out there. Caleb Williams is already in the top 10. We're the biggest anointing. Social media has anointed more motherfuckers great before they ever bust a grape in a fruit fight than I've ever seen in my fucking life. I've never seen this many anointees by fucking mainstream media and social media than I've ever seen in my entire life. Y'all generation is what the fuck it is. Y'all generation anoint more motherfuckers. Like. Let me put it in concept. Let me put it in perspective for you.
Please do.
Give you a little context. Rest in peace, Kobe Bryant. He passes away, and then motherfuckers just pass right over him because he's no longer in the picture. Like, let's keep it funky.
That was already disrespecting him before he passed away. Don't be real with you.
I agree. But when that happened, it was like no defense, no kind. And then we anoint guys right out the gate when they're young, like Mahomes and all these other guys. When they come straight out the gate and they have, they do some crazy, sidearm deliver throw, and everyone's like, oh, fuck, we never saw that before. And then all of a sudden, that puts the guy over the pedestal of someone that actually plays the position and does the right thing. He does this freakish move one time. He threw with his left hand, remember? And my God, he's the greatest thing since sliced bread. And it's like, hold up, dog. Pump our brakes here. And we do that with everything. Every sport, every position, every fucking narrative gets pushed that you're the greatest thing until the next guy. 2 weeks ago, Smitty Anthony fucking Edwards was the GOAT already.
No, nobody said that. Nobody literally said that.
Hold on. Yeah, he did say it.
They were making Jordan comparisons as far as skill set, some of the moves. No one said Anthony Edwards is the best player in the league. Nobody said that.
Stephen A clip. We showed the Stephen A clip. He said he's the greatest player right now playing left in the playoff. What do you mean? Yes, they did say
He said he's playing the best right now. That's the difference.
He's not playing the best right now. He played the best one night, and then we put him as the fucking best.
I'm saying that was a Stephen A. Is it? No. Words matter, and how we break them down, understand matter. Nobody show me the actual proof that someone said Anthony Edwards is the best player in the league.
We showed it. Stephen A. said it.
No. He said he's the best player playing right now. That's the difference, JB. It's not the same thing as he's the best player in the league.
He said Anthony Edwards is the new face of the NBA. That was his direct word. He's the new face of the NBA. And now all of a sudden, he's reneging because Luka's lighting that ass up, and everyone's forgotten that he hasn't scored 20 points in this series, and he's been extremely mid for a motherfucker that was supposedly the greatest thing in the face of the league. All of a sudden, 2 weeks ago, now you haven't heard about the motherfucker no more. Now we don't even hear about Anthony Edwards lately. Where did this greatest guy in the league go? That's what my point is.
I never saw it, so I can't even argue that.
He said he's the face of the NBA because he said it. This is what the exact quote was, because of the Ja Morant drama and issues. He said Ja was on the way to being it, and Edwards has taken over that face of the NBA. He's the new face of the NBA.
I might see it. I mean, if Stephen A. said that, it's blasphemous. As
Dog,
he was used.
Like, come on, man. I'm just saying.
Now, if he was saying Ant has the chance, like he's on pace and has a chance to be the face if he goes on to win the championship this year and do that, that's one thing. If he said right now today, right now in this current moment, he's the face, that makes zero sense. It makes literally no sense. So if he said that, then that is an idiotic statement. But
you really acting like
I'd have to see it.
Wait up, you're really on here saying that you didn't hear these guys calling Edwards the face of the league just 2 weeks ago?
No, I did not.
What do you mean?
Listen, I work at this. I'm in the shit. So what I heard was people saying that he has the skill set, the personality, he has the makeup to potentially be the face, but you have to win to be the face. So what I heard was people saying, if Ant goes on to win the championship and win Finals MVP, that will put him as the face because he has all the other ingredients. He's exciting to watch. He's athletic. He has personality. I personally, at least in my network, did not hear anybody say right now today, Anthony Edwards is the face of the NBA. I'm sorry. That's what I'm saying. What I heard.
You're moving it all over the place. I've heard multiple former players on the NBA on some sort of show of their own or on ESPN or some major platform. I've heard multiple. Kendrick Perkins to Tracy McGrady to Gilbert Arenas. Everybody's come out and said this is the guy. He's the new face of the league. He is the guy right now. He's the guy moving forward. He's the face.
Well, they were wrong. He's my favorite player in the NBA, which I said I'm still sticking by that, but he's still learning. But to say he's the face and you haven't won makes zero. There's never been a face of NBA who hasn't won. It makes zero sense. It makes zero sense.
And I believe they said he was gonna win.
Well, that's a different conversation then. Like that's what I'm saying. If you're saying I think he's going to win and he will become the face, cool. But if you're saying he's the face right now, it literally doesn't make sense.
Maybe they said it though.
I hear you. I'm not
making it up.
I'm saying their take doesn't make sense. I'm not saying you. I'm saying their take, whoever said it, doesn't make sense. It's ignorant to think that. And again, to bring it back full circle, and I know we're about to go quick commercial break, and I saw that list of the guy from PFF Pro Football. Just because you got a rookie on the list does not, in my opinion, means you're anointing him. He has him at number 10 in the NFC, not number 10 in the entire NFL, number 10 in the NFC. He's not number one. Now, if Caleb Williams was number one, number two, I'd be like, yeah, that's anointing. How the fuck you got my number one? Like that's crazy. At number 10, once you get to 10, if you start really looking at the NFC quarterbacks, you'll be like, damn, it starts getting kind of bad. You already think quarterback plays at an all-time low. So imagine once you get to number 10, 11, 12 in the NFC, the shit gets really scary. So if someone's projecting that Caleb Williams is at number 10, in my opinion, in my humble opinion, that's not anointing somebody. That's just fucking saying, hey, NFC ain't that great at quarterbacks right now. I wouldn't be shocked if Caleb Williams with that roster was the 10th best quarterback in that division. That's not saying a lot. So, but anyway, man, can we go a quick commercial break? I got to take a piss. I got to get some water, eat my granola bar. When we come back, we got a live bet we're about to make. Get ready to hear some arguing. Get ready to
by the way, I picked the Timberwolves when they beat Denver to be in the finals.
Yeah.
I said, but I didn't say Edwards was the guy. I said that I thought the Timberwolves, because of their bigs and their perimeter,
their defense,
were going to be a problem, and it hasn't came to fruition at all. The Minnesota team has shown that they are way too young and unready for the big moment, and that is clear as day. And it is what it is. You make a pick and you stick with it. That's who I picked to go to the finals. It is what it is. They lost. They're losing. They're probably going to lose tonight and get swept, because I believe Dallas will come into this game hungry so that they don't have to play another game while the Celtics sit there and have all this time off. So I believe it will be a sweep. It will be 4-0 both ways, and it is what it is. Yeah, I picked them to win. I'm wrong. And
last thing real quick, JB, before we go, why is Jeff banned from the show? I'm trying to get a little idea. I see him in the Jeff Nadu. He said he's banned from the show. I was curious of why he was banned to see if you had some insight. I know I was in Mexico for a while, so I didn't know if did he say something, did he do something? Why is Jeff Nadu banned from the show?
We'll be back in 4, So make sure Jeff will be on Friday. We'll see Jeff Friday. Jeff, keep trolling the chat. Keep getting us some likes. We'll be back in 4.
Going on, we are back, y'all, and we got some good news, man. We got a new brand partner for the month of May. Shout out to Rebet. Rebet is a first of its kind social sports book. You can use Rebet coins for a free and fun betting experience while building up your status. Rebet has a sweepstakes model where you can redeem real rewards with your Rebet cash. They even have an easy-to-read lines that will help you bet like a pro. Over 60 major sports leagues, 3,000 diverse betting markets, and you can share your bets with your friends. Welcome to sports betting made social. Go download the Rebet app right now, today, and start betting like a pro.
All right. Coach Chef JB is in the bar tending mode tonight. All right, I'm here in the Slapdick Cigar Lounge and studio, of course, and we got all these goodies, and I'm about to make a Paloma and show you the proper way to make one. Real grapefruit, a real lime, and we're going to get down and show you all these great things today. All right, first of all, we're going to take this lime. God damn, I'm legit, ain't I? Woo-hoo, look at that. I want to put a little bit on the rim, all right? And then you can dip it in this. Or if you don't like the gel, I'm not a huge fan. We're going to dip it in that. Now we got our rim. I got the legit Paloma cups and the whole deal. Take some ice, throw it in there. Now, to your drink of choice, or to your strength of choice, I'm gonna put the tequila in first. This is actually a nice, cheap, clean mixer tequila. Much cleaner than Hornitos, I found out. So I'm heavy-handed as shit. So I'm gonna put that in there. Gotta get you a squirt. Gotta get you a good old squirt, all right? And we're going to take a little lime. We're going to squeeze that lime in there. Bam. All right. We're going to take a little grapefruit. We're going to squeeze that real grapefruit in there. It's a real Paloma, by the way. You don't know about these Palomas. This is real deal. Then you're going to pop this squirt. Then we're going to stir it up. Damn. Woo! Bomb. Refreshing fire drink. Real Coach Chef JB. Paloma Day. Peace. Here we go. Out the oven. Just took it out, all that goodness. Put it on that skillet right there in the oven at the very end for about 4 minutes. Just to make sure it's thorough. It's about 139, which is a good medium. Slight medium rare on the side a little bit. So I'm sure we'll let it sit for about 10 minutes. We'll cut into it. Peace. All right, here we go. We're gonna cut that bitch open. Let's check it out. Woo-hoo-hoo, shit. God damn, look at that. We want to cut where the bone's not, so let's see where the bone is. There we go. So now, we'll cut that off. That bit's open. This is, oh my goodness, look at that. Look at this. God damn. That is nice. Let me just tell you. I don't even have to hold it. It's so fucking moist and soft. This is barbecued, by the way, not smoked.
This will cut your finger right off.
It will indeed. I love cooking a good tomahawk, cowboy steak. Grandmaster Wu, you must not like pussy then, motherfucker. You know pussy's pink, right? I'm just throwing that out there. Oh, yeah, we're betting. We are definitely betting. Jiggle, jiggle. That meat better jiggle. That beat better jiggle. That meat better wiggle. Wiggle, wiggle.
That's what we're talking about.
That pussy pink meat.
It's almost too pink though.
No, that's BPS. You want that fucking $100 cowboy steak to be fucking cooked till it's black. See, that's what I go around and I teach the young brothers in the hood that y'all gotta taste meat the way it is intended to cook. That might change the mentality, dog. You motherfuckers might be like, damn, and now it's a whole nother ballgame. You might be on a whole nother thing. By the way, what's up with the fake food in America right now?
Man, I was fixing some damn chicken yesterday and I was cleaning it off, and I feel like it was like plastic on that motherfucker. Like,
man, I'm telling you, it's real, homie.
Okay, I'm glad you know what I'm talking about. Okay,
I've been telling you for fucking you Chick-fil-A ass. I've been telling you, there's not enough chicken on this planet.
So what are we gonna do, JB? Fuck all that. What's the solution?
I'm gonna dive. Let me talk about something else, homie.
Tell me, homie.
Watermelon's fake. I'm telling you right now, homie. I was told yesterday at Stater Brothers by the lady cutting it up, and I was talking to her, and I'm like, "Is this shit really fake? What's going on with this watermelon pandemic?" She was like, and I know her. She knows who I am. She was like, "Coach AB." She cool as hell at Stater Brothers. She's like, "It's real." I go, a year ago, watermelon was was legit. I haven't had watermelon this whole year. I've been looking for it because I know by looking at a watermelon when it's cut up if I like it or not. And it's all white edge. That I know right away. I'm staying away from that. And then number two, I'm looking at it and I've been seeing a shitload of videos. Dog, there's people taking watermelon, putting it outside on their front lawn in the sun, and it doesn't get bad. There's no ants, no flies, nothing is going to it. No animals, nobody's eating it. No chipmunks, no possums. Nothing is eating the shit, homie. And there's no ants or bugs on it. You can literally pick it up a whole day later and nobody touched it. Now, you're telling me that's normal shit? My homeboy hit me yesterday, had an apple, a Gala apple, and said there hasn't been a bruise on it in 6 months. The same apple. Hold up. One apple? And, dog, I saw a video last night, Smitty, of a fucking, what's old boy's name that started Facebook? He's in some sort of fucking cult that is putting some sort of wax on our fucking foods and fruits to
Mark Zuckerberg.
To preserve like the longevity of food. They're putting this fucking wax on it that's created this plastic fucking coat, and it's happening in chicken, fruit, veggies, homie. I'm just telling you right now, dog, there is a real difference. And you can call me crazy and all this conspiracy shit. There's a difference in food, homie, just in the last year.
No, this ain't a conspiracy. We know this. I mean, some of the stuff they just tell you straight up, hey, y'all, it's synthetic chicken. Like Chick-fil-A tell you straight up, hey, we switching our ingredient up. Like, it's not even like a conspiracy at this point. It is what it is. My question for Jason Brown, who's the OG of this show, what are we going to do? What can everyday folks like you and I do? I can't get a farm right now. I can't afford it. I'm sorry. You have a home. You could do a little garden in the back if you really wanted to. What are we going to do, JB? Should we just stick to rice and like just eat rice, like straight up rice and water?
I don't know what's different, right? I don't know what to eat though. That's the problem. If they're contaminating, And let me ask you something, and this is a bigger picture. And I talked to my brother who's in the Air Force, and he's in the pharmaceutical business now, and he's retired, and he's telling me some things off the record. But let me just throw something out there. What do we all need to survive, and what does everything else need to survive?
Water.
Okay, if the water's bad, homie, what do you think that does to everything else?
Everything's bad.
We're not looking at the real picture, homie. Water is an issue right now. Water is the problem. We're not breaking down the water in this
How
country.
water messed up when the water come from up, like when it rains, like what we doing?
Have you not seen the latest thing on the water contamination by the Chinese and all these other companies that are hacking our infrastructure?
Why's always the Chinese with everything? In America, it's always the Chinese. Everything Chinese.
That's getting deep too. The Chinese thing, we're getting closer and closer to a little war, homie, with China. I'm just telling you right now. That's another thing, bro. You want to talk about? I'm just telling you right now. We're getting closer to a war with China. I'm just telling you right now. Because if they go into Taiwan, and again, let's spread ourselves as thin as possible and shit on our own veterans, make our homeless big. Let's grow our homeless. And let's shit on our own people so we can defend Israel, the fucking Hamas, fucking Ukraine, fucking Taiwan. Fuck all these motherfuckers. When are we going to worry about Smitty and JB and the fucking veterans in this country and the homeless downtown LA by our new studio in San Diego and Frisco and Florida and Chicago and New York? When the fuck are we worried about our own fucking people? I'm so fucking tired. But anyway, China has hacked the water, and that's what's going on. Apparently, I'm hearing that China is hacking our water because
Hold on, homie.
Our water's ran.
They hacking water now? They hacking water.
No. Our water's ran by computers, homie. This is real news. What do you mean? This is real shit. Hey, by the way, my mom's a doctor. You know, I know there's a lot of things. She talks to people still in the medicine field. Do you know? This is fact, by the way. Go ahead and Google it, homie. This is fact. Do you know that we're testing men's sperm? Over the last year, we've been testing men. We always have tested sperm. We've always done, we take, let's say, 100,000 people. You test there so we can have data on everything, right? The same way that they swab women's vaginal secretions and such. We do all these different things. Do you know we have a 75% increase in plastics in our men's sperm in the world? Plastic.
We got plastic in sperm?
There's always been plastic in our sperm. There's always been plastic. You're going to eat some sort of plastics, metals, lead, different things. Like, you got to learn a little bit of science stuff. But our plastic has increased in our men's sperm 72 or something percent, homie. There is a problem, bruh. Is it in the water? Is it in the food?
Girl said that plastic she said it explains a lot. I think I know what she's talking about, but I'm gonna keep it to myself.
Just telling you, bro. There's a real thing. It's a real thing out here. I'm just telling you. Listen. I kind of agree with Nadu. Until a conspiracy proves point, it's a conspiracy. But when you do the stats and the data on certain things, and then I start to see it with my own eyes, I start to see things, and I'm like, this isn't normal. And I'm telling you right now, dog, the fruit, at least in California, is not normal. I'm just telling you.
I will listen. I'm just going to stop eating and stop drinking, and I'm going to see what happens.
I know for a fact watermelon is one of the sweetest, most juicy fruits in the world. And I know it attracts flies, ants, and etc. That's a fact, Jeff Nadu. Why is it not attracting it if I leave it out right now? All of a sudden, so are the bugs fake? Something's fake. The bugs or the fucking fruit? Which one is it? Because I know back in the day, Smitty, you couldn't leave watermelon unwrapped outside, right? Shit. You couldn't do it with a peach. You couldn't do it with an apple. Dog, there's nothing going to the fruit. That's real fact. So I'm just telling you. No, D. Jones, I did it. It's not I saw a video, homie. I did it. And I'm just like, hold up, dog. What's going on with the fruit? Like, what's going on with the fucking watermelon? And I taste it, and it's shitty, homie. This is not watermelon that I know. I'm just telling you, dog. You can say all you want and prove it and all that. I know the difference between something that I'm used to that's good and something that's not good. So I won't drink water out of nothing. And I'm scared that our water's not being fucking injected in something. Water line, by the way, water is the easy way to kill all of us, just so you know.
Well, my homie Darius said, he said in Georgia, he said our bugs is fucking up anything. So it could be a Cali thing where like the Cali bugs are just bougie. The flies, the gnats, the rats, they're just bougie out here, and they only eat a certain level of watermelon, a certain level of foods, and they have a certain standard to where they like, I can't eat that watermelon. So who knows, JB? I don't know, man. But shout out to Clay D, man. JB for president, Big Smitty for VP. Appreciate you, Clay D, for that $20, man. Appreciate you, man.
Hey, I'd get up there and motherfuck Russia, Hamas, and then Smitty would get up there and be like, what JB was trying to say, because I'll storm off. You know, I'll cuss everybody out. I'll storm. And Smitty will come on and be like, listen, everybody, JB was just saying that Smitty going to be the fucking optimistic. I'm over there ready to push a button to go to war and shit. Smitty's like, well, look. We're just going to play it day by day. Two things can be true. Two things can be true. China's not as bad as you think. Israel and Hamas and Russia and Ukraine is okay. We're working it out.
JB, that's our new fucking shit right there on social media. I know Key and P.O. did it a long time ago.
What?
But can I do it like the translation? You put a fucking suit jacket on, you say your shit, and then I walk in, I translate you. That's our new shit. Even if we're not in person, you send me a video later today with a suit on of cussing and doing all that shit. I'm gonna put my little suit on. I'm gonna translate it. I'm gonna put it together, give it to Bailey. We gonna post it. That's our new shit. You just fucking figured out the code. You just fucking figured it out, JB.
What I do.
Live on the show, you just figured it out, man. Clap it up for JB.
That's what I do.
You a bad boy. You a bad. I give props is due, JB. You a bad boy. That's
what
it.
I do. That's what I do.
We about to blow up. I guarantee we going viral.
Hey,
Imagine
Jeff.
You motherfuckers can't fuck with us. We're the USA. We're America. Fuck China. Fuck Russia. And I'm out, homie. And I walk in. Everybody, what JB was trying to say was he appreciates all the hard work that China has done. It's just that at this time, it's not the best. You know what I mean? Like, we break the whole. It's right there, JB.
Hey, Jeff, you would be fucking honored to have me as president of this motherfucker. I would change the game. I would change the game. You fucking would be so lucky to have me as a president. Are you shitting me, Jeff? Fuck. Get out of here.
In other news, though, JB, we gotta get to brass tacks. We got about less than 30 minutes left, man. You was talking a lot of strong talk in our little group chat the other day. We got a long debate, me, you, really, and Bailey too. Bailey was kind of on your side as well. It was 2 versus 1. You know, I felt like Drake when everybody was just against me, but I fought a good battle. And we actually placed a bet about your guy, Danny Dimes, Daniel Jones. Here's JB in the group chat, y'all. I'll bet you $500 that Daniel Jones has a better season than AR5, Kyler Murray, and Caleb Williams. Let's bet live on the show. So before we shake hands on a virtual handshake, we need to lay down and define what a better season, what that looks like. What are the parameters? Are we looking at wins and losses? Is it stats? Is it a combination of both? How do we define what a better season is? Because I don't want the season to end and Kyler has thrown, 27 touchdowns, ran for 15, thrown only 7 picks. The Cardinals make the playoffs, but they lose in the first round. And then Danny Dimes somehow he throws 15 touchdowns to only 6 picks. He runs for 5. The Giants win a playoff game, and now you're saying, "New see Daniel Jones better season, better year." But I'm like, damn, he didn't play better than Kyler, but his team won a little first. It's like we need parameters to figure this thing out, JB.
By the way, I'm taking all comers on. Hey, Blake, you want to bet 500 too, homie? Let's do it. I'm taking all comers on. Any of you motherfuckers in the chat want to bet me 500? Let's do it. Put your money where your mouth is. I do it every day. I put my money where my mouth. Jeff, you want to bet 500 too, homie? Let's do it. because Jeff's so shit. He thinks Daniel Jones is so shitty. Jeff probably want to bet on this too. I'm calling out all you motherfuckers. Come holler at me. Let's do it. So the bet is Daniel Jones will outperform statistically and seasonally.
Okay.
That means at the week 18 mark.
Okay.
Season over.
Yep.
Season over.
Yep.
Daniel Jones had a better season than Kyler Murray, Caleb Williams, and AR5. Now,
so we're looking at stats.
Don't talk to me about they got hurt, JB. I don't give a fuck.
No, see, I want to ask that though. No,
That's
for real.
on you. No,
no.
So they get
Hold on.
So they get injured and what? The bet's off.
I mean,
That's
I think for example, if Danny Dimes gets hurt like he did last year, I don't think you should pay me money. That's not fair. If anybody,
it is what it is, dog. If you look at the injuries of these guys, they're self-inflicted.
See, I see. Now you trying to see. I don't know if I like that or not. I don't know if I like the injury part.
See. So you run around because you're not a very good quarterback and you get fucking hurt, and now you're going to throw it off the table.
Danny Dimes runs around too. It's to protect all of us.
I did not say if Daniel Jones gets hurt, I'm not paying, did I? You said that if somebody gets hurt, then the bet's off. I don't believe
that good. Fuck it. I don't care no more because I try. Danny Dimes sucks. I don't think he might not even last the whole season as a starter. I don't know who the Giants' backup is anymore. I don't know if it's still the Italian Stallion or whatever his name is. Danny Dimes may not even start the whole year. The Italian Stallion was better than Danny Dimes.
Comeback player of the year. Mark my words.
Bet good, y'all.
Player on the year. Comeback player of the year.
Bet good, Blake Lonning.
All right, let's dive into it. And then we'll break this down so we all have an idea. Everybody in the chat and everybody knows what the fuck I'm betting, what I'm against, what Smitty's against. All right, let's bet this down real quick.
Do it.
Number one, Kyler Murray, the mental midget himself, who has yet to perform to his standard of the number one overall pick, in my opinion, and I would consider him, he's on the verge of being a bust, has been either injured or underperformed, even though we talk about he was in the mix of an MVP. Let's talk about this real quick. Number one, he has had a true number one wideout for his entire career. From Fitzgerald's end of his career to Hopkins in his, he's older, but he was in his prime still. He was still in his prime. He's still in his prime. What are you talking about? He just got traded from Houston. He goes to Arizona. Kyler Murray has a number one. Has Daniel Jones had a number one receiver yet? Just answer the question. And when he did, since he has not had that, number one, when he did have a healthy offensive skilled player in Saquon Barkley, he was a comeback player of the year. Was he not? Even though he only threw 15 touchdowns, his performance was much better, and the Giants won a playoff game. More than you can say about Kyler Murray, AR5, and a to-be-seen Caleb Williams, who we don't even know anything about yet in the NFL. And let's just talk about the O-line. So we'll pass and give pass after pass to Justin Fields and all these guys to have shitty O-lines and shitty wide receivers, but Daniel Jones is excluded in the conversation for some reason. Daniel Jones don't get the same passes that Justin Fields gets, that Kyler Murray gets, that all these guys. By the way, Burrow sure took a lot of heat, too, for going to a Super Bowl with an O-line that only got him sacked more than any other fucking player in NFL history, but nobody wants to talk about that either. So Daniel Jones has been through 3 coaches, 4 OCs, no O-line, no number one receiver, a 2 out of 3 hurt Saquon Barkley, and yet now he's shitty.
You know who gets coaches fired? Shitty quarterbacks. Shitty quarterbacks get coaches fired. You know that, right?
He was a rookie and a new head coach. What are you talking about? He hadn't even played yet. He hadn't even played yet. Get your facts straight before you talk about it. He was a rookie coming into a new head coach. Then guess what happened? Then they got Brian Daboll. And guess what happened to his performance? He went like this. Daniel Jones went straight up. And then guess what? Saquon Barkley got hurt. Guess what happens to any running back, big-time back that gets hurt? Guess what happens to the production of the QB? It goes like this. Look at the history of quarterbacks. But Daniel Jones didn't get a pass for some reason because Jeff Nadu and fucking Smitty thinks they know what they fucking know about quarterbacks. No, you don't. Daniel Jones will be the comeback player of the year. He will outplay Caleb, Kyler, and AR5. Go ahead, Smitty. Your table.
Decent take. I'll give you that. Decent take. When I look at your take though overall, I just hear a bunch of excuses. That other quarterbacks like a Lamar, like a Mahomes, like some of these other cats, they don't get those same excuses. When I pointed out in the past that Lamar didn't have enough wide receiver help and weapons around him, you would use that against me. Oh, you're making an excuse. If he's as good as you're saying, you shouldn't need that. But when it comes to Danny Dimes, you find every little excuse to validate his poor play. It sounds like you're saying it has to be perfect around Daniel Jones for him to play well. That's what it's like. He has to have a great old line. He has to have two dominant wide receivers. He has to have the best coach in the league. He has to have the best running back in the league. He has to, well, hell, if you gave any quarterback that, they damn sure better play decent. I would hope so. My thing is this. Danny Dimes, am I a little too strong on him calling him shitty? Maybe so. He's average at best, though. He's average at best. I don't get why Danny Dimes is the one exclusive just quarterback that gets to stand on this island and live with these excuses. Him, Sam Darnold. You have a small list of quarterbacks where you just, for some reason, you coddle them and you baby them and you rock them and you say, well, he didn't have this and he didn't have that. But you don't keep that same energy with every other quarterback in the NFL. So my main thing is keep it consistent, because a guy like Kyler Murray has had multiple coaches. Kyler Murray came into a shitty organization in the Arizona Cardinals. Kyler Murray came into a situation where they were in a rebuild. Kyler Murray's situation was not that much better, if at all, than the New York Giants, if we keep it all the way real. And even with that being said, say what you want about Kyler Murray, when healthy, the man has went from 20 touchdowns, 12 picks, 26 touchdowns, 12 picks, 24-10, 3,700 yards passing, 3,900 yards passing, another 3,700 yards passing. And these are just passing stats, not even including the running on top of that. So again, when you look at the production, you look at the skill set, that's a whole nother conversation. What are we even talking about here? The biggest thing you guys have, you, Bailey, and everybody else who's defending Danny Dimes, is that one playoff win against the shitty Minnesota Vikings, who we know chokes every single year. Kyler Murray made the playoffs, and they lost against the eventual Super Bowl champions, the Los Angeles Rams, your Rams, with Jalen Ramsey, Aaron Donald, Von Miller, Matthew Stafford, Cooper Kupp, OBJ when he was still healthy. You got all these big-time all-pro players and Hall of Famers on this one team. I'm sorry that Kyler Murray lost against them. Sorry, I apologize. But let's not act like the cat didn't uplift the Cardinals. Every year, their record was getting better, got them to the playoffs, was having an MVP-type season, something that Danny Dimes has never had. I'm going to keep bringing it up because that matters. Now, Caleb Williams, we'll see. I'm rolling the dice with Caleb Williams. I don't know. I'm taking the fact, I'm looking at his overall skill set, his overall ability. I'm looking at the Bears' improvements on the roster and even how good they were last year without the improvements. I think you put everything together. I think Caleb Williams will have a solid rookie year. And of course, AR5, man, he showed me enough in 2.5 games to where I know what he's going to do. The combination of AR5 with Shane Steichen, that's very key and very important. I see AR5 having a big time season. So listen, I feel good about this. Danny Dime, I just don't trust the cat. We've seen enough. And the odds are in my favor. Your guy has to play better than 3 of my guys. So
let me go again. Let me rebut your thing. So first of all, 2 things. Who said Daniel Jones is shitty? And then when you changed your take and said average, who
at best? I said average at best.
Who said that? You?
Me.
But why hasn't the quarterback coaches and the head coaches and the other players in the NFL said that? Because if you really want to break it down, I know Coach Cutcliffe, who's a good friend of mine who coached him at Duke. He'll tell you he's a top 10 talent in the NFL, which I will also tell you, which a lot of guys in the NFL coaching right now will also
call everybody a top 10 talent. You always say that.
No. So exactly. But you're saying he's shitty or average. By the way, he's damn near as good a runner as Justin fucking Fields, but nobody wants to talk about it. Nobody wants to talk. I said damn near as good. I said nobody wants to talk about that, though. Number one. So athletically, we can put him way up the list. So just so you're clear, all you naysayers out there who know nothing, Daniel Jones is a fucking freak talent, and he's a freak. He runs a 4.5. Just throwing it out there, but nobody wants to talk about that. Number one. Number two, he can make all the throws. Number two, just real easy, real quick. And number three, you mentioning that the Minnesota Vikings are a shitty team, then the NFL must be shitty because they beat them in the playoffs. So do the playoff teams that you beat now make they don't count? So Lamar Jackson then, his playoff wins don't count then?
Are you done?
No,
Are you done? All I'm saying is context matters. A Vikings team who chokes every single year. A Kirk Cousins who always chokes in the big games, which we know that. You beat that team. Kudos to, good job. I'm not taking it away, but I'm saying I'm not going to use that one playoff win to say, that's all I need to see. You're better than everybody else. Come on, bro.
My take is done? Oh, no.
Now you go ahead and go. It's your show.
Okay. No, not yours. It's my show. Your show. All right. Let me ask you something. Let me keep cooking you real quick, though. Here's the thing I got to say, though. So I would argue if Daniel Jones had 3 receivers like Burrow had without an O-line, that he would have been a lot better off than what we're seeing by your other guys that we're betting against, excluding Caleb, who hasn't played yet. But let's be honest, he hasn't had any receivers or O-line. At least Burrow had 3 receivers and a tight end and Mixon.
I know you're not comparing Danny Dimes to Joe Burrow right now, are you?
No, what I'm telling you is give him the same weapons as a lot of these
give Kyler the same weapons then. Now, if that's the case, give him all the same weapons.
Kyler had a receiver, dog.
Stop. Kyler ain't had no 3 receivers like no fucking Jamar Chase. Who's my guy? Stop.
Let's talk about it. So I'll take Hopkins and Hollywood Brown and Zach Ertz. And hold on. And name me the 3 New York guys you want to compare those to that Daniel Dimes has had. Come on, go ahead. Go ahead, homie. No.
I didn't say the Giants' weapons were better than the Cardinals. That's not what we're talking about. You said give Danny Dimes what Joe Burrow had. I said, well, hell, give all of them what Joe Burrow had. That's all I said. Don't try to flip
my point. Listen, you're not listening to the point. You're just hearing me talk. I said give Daniel Jones one or the other. He's had neither. He's had neither skill or O-line protection. And we're giving other guys passes when they had one of the 2.
Didn't he get Jalen Hyatt last year from Tennessee, like a first round cat receiver? Like they gave him a guy last year, and now look, you making that face. Jalen Hyatt, he sucks. Well, why does he suck though? Or why do you think he sucks? Every receiver sucks when you ain't got a quarterback who can throw it to him. Shit, if you were new to football last year and you watched the Jets just last year, you think they whole receivers suck. You think Garrett is trash. Well, why? Because his quarterback couldn't give him the damn ball, Jason Brown.
Wait up, you're calling Hyatt and Darius Slayton or whoever it is and who else? You're calling those guys ones over D-Hop?
No, I know. I ain't know.
Hold on, let's keep talking.
I'm saying let's stop the narrative that they don't have any talent at receiver or like they didn't try. I'm saying you need a quarterback to give them the ball.
Don't you have to have somebody to protect them so you can get the ball to him? Hold on, timeout, Doc. So you're
no. Let me ask you this then.
You played.
So what happened the year before that then? So hold on real quick. The year that Danny Dimes that we praise him, right? And we say, oh, he bounced back. He was incredible. He threw 15 touchdowns. He ran like 8. They won a playoff game. Oh my God, he was incredible. What was the big major shift from that season to the next one? Because he had them on the same weapons. The O-line didn't just get that much. Like what was the big difference then? How did he figure it out one year, but the next year he didn't figure it out?
You didn't listen to the whole thing I already
listened. Nothing you said. I didn't listen. Nothing you said.
Exactly. That's why you're going to lose the bet. Because when Saquon got hurt, that's what happened. What do you mean?
Danny Dimes' entire existence is dependent upon Saquon Barkley. Thank you. Okay. And hold on real quick. You do know Saquon, not only is he being hurt, he's left the building. He went to the NFC East competitor, the Philadelphia Eagles. So you ain't got no Saquon behind you now, player. So what are you gonna do now?
That's what my point is.
What you gonna do now?
I'm telling you what he is. He's going to be the comeback player of the year. By the way, you added Darren Waller, who was a guy that never showed up and was supposed to be the weapon. You keep adding these, talking about these additions that they had, and guess what? The additions never panned out for him. He never got them. He never got a healthy Darren Waller or a focused Darren Waller. He never had a good receiving core. He had a hurt fucking Saquon, and we're just throwing him under the bus. But guess what? Your guys are cool on Justin Fields anointing, and Kyler Murray deserves this many chances, and he should have gotten this. He hasn't had this. But Daniel Jones just gets thrown as shit. It's fucking crazy
Let me
to
ask
me.
you this thing real quick then. So, all right, everything you saying is valid. The roster shitty, no help, O-line, everything. What is it about this particular roster right now going into the 2024-2025 season that has you believing that anything has changed? What has you thinking that he's going to be the comeback player of the year? If what you're saying is true, and he, Darren Waller didn't play really, he was hurt. Saquon was hurt. He had no receivers. The O-line is shitty. Okay, they drafted Malik Neighbors, big time receiver. He's still a rookie, but big time receiver, big time talent. We all expect him to be good. Okay, they drafted some other cats. I think they drafted a few linemen. Okay, again. I guess we're assuming that the rookie linemen they draft are going to come in.
Nah, I want a rookie lineman. We've had one of their big-time O-lineman additions on this show. We traded from the Panthers.
Yeah. Our guy. Yep. Okay, cool.
Giants. Yep. They've made some moves. Plus, their defense is better, which affects the QB. Just FYI.
Okay. So cool.
Hold on. And the fact that I'm saying straight up with Brian Dable again.
Who was there last year as well? Okay, in the last couple years. Okay, just being clear.
He had a good year under him. They had a bad year last year with wriggle injuries and etc. They
figured him out.
By the way, they had 22. They had 22 offensive line shifts and changes in the NFL, which led the NFL in O-line injuries last year. 22 different positions played O-line.
Everybody got injuries.
So hold on. So I'm just saying. So with that being said, he is gonna perform, knowing Daboll's system and being more comfortable with knowing what he has. He'll perform at an all-time clip.
Let me ask you this.
It's my prediction. It's just like it's your prediction that these other guys are going to win. So.
JB, as a former quarterback and a self-acclaimed and not even self-acclaimed, just a quarterback guru in terms of your resume, Danny Dimes in the games he played, and I know stats don't tell everything, but golly, he threw 2 touchdowns and 6 interceptions. I'm asking you I'm gonna calm down. I'm asking you as the quarterback of this show, the quarterback guru, and I know you've been on bad teams at some point in your career. I know you maybe you had some team where you had the same talent that you had the year prior, whatever the case may be. But is there really any excuse for any quarterback to throw 2 touchdowns and 6 picks? Bailey, if you get a chance, can you tell me how many games that he actually played last year? Because I want to make sure I got everything together. 2 touchdowns and 6 picks in all the games he played. I understand O-line. Okay, cool. Receivers. Okay, cool. You can say all that. These are still NFL guys. You're still fucking 1%, not even 1%. These 0.3 percenters in the NFL. So you can say they're shitty because they're not producing. But still, they're NFL receivers. Still an NFL offensive line. 2 touchdowns and 6 picks.
You want to hear that? You want to know why?
I mean, the floor is yours. I mean, I couldn't imagine JB having that stat line at any point in your career. I couldn't imagine any of your quarterbacks who you coach having that stat line underneath your tutelage at any point in your coaching career. So, I mean, I'm just confused. I'm speechless. I just want to hear from you, man. 2 touchdowns and 6 picks in 6 games. Go ahead. The floor is yours.
Okay, so when you know the position at a finite cliff as I do, in a detailed scenario as I do, and you ask me as a quarterback guy, why is the backup come in and throw more touchdowns to Shaun King's point or whatever? And I didn't bring this up with Shaun, but I think you'll agree.
Both the backups played better, by the way, just for clarity.
Yeah. Don't say better. Just say they had better stats. Let's be clear. Let me get to my point, because a lot of you guys go by stats and think it's better. Daniel Jones is the starter. Therefore, he has more pressure on him. Correct? You agree to that, right?
Yes, I agree to that. Yep.
Okay, so when you're a quarterback and you come in as a backup with no fucking expectations on a shitty team and roster, just so we're clear, just because you throw a few more touchdowns as a backup doesn't mean you're better than the fucking starter, okay? There's zero pressure on you. How about Josh Dobbs when he comes into Minnesota on his third roster in 1 year and balls out the first 2 games and then he's the starter and it shits the bed? Maybe the pressure got to him, Smitty. Maybe that's the quarterback in this room that actually knows what the fuck he's talking about compared to everybody else. Maybe that's why you don't understand the difference between a starter and a backup on a shitty roster. You know why Chase did really good in Kansas City when he came in from Mahomes and won them a game against Jacksonville and won them multiple games and Chase Daniel? Because maybe the team was good and the roster was good and the fucking structure was there. Maybe that matters. But when you're a backup like Tyrod Taylor who comes in and can't fucking complete a 2-point conversion and could have ran it in, but we're going to break down the fucking greatness that he did because he threw 2 more touchdowns and as a backup. It blows my mind, dog. Calm down.
It's not just the stats, though.
It's
like
a completely
my eyes work, and the team
your
were
eyes
in
don't
better
work.
positions to win the games when the other quarterbacks were in. JB,
Smitty, we got to move on. We're gonna have this conversation all
what's
week.
his name? The Italian stallion, the goofy, whatever we
Hey,
call
we're
him.
gonna-
Like
we're gonna
they
have-
were playing better with him.
Again, no pressure. Out there freelancing.
Okay,
Again.
so all right, so to your point, so you're basically saying Daniel Jones folds under pressure, and if
Hold
that's
on.
the case,
No, I
as
did
a
not.
quarterback, that's a horrible thing to have under your belt.
By
You're
the
always
way,
under pressure.
We're gonna talk about this all week. So we got 2 minutes. We got to do some white people shit.
That's
But let me be honest.
I didn't know what time it was.
Let's
Fuck,
be honest
okay.
though, real
Yeah.
quick. So we clear. So Tommy DeVito, was there a book out on him or not?
No.
Okay. How about Tyrod Taylor?
Yes,
with the Giants?
Tyrod. Yes,
With
he's
the
a
Giants.
big yes.
With the Giants.
No, with the Giants, but
Just because there's a book out on you,
we
because
know
you're a
Tyrod.
veteran. Just like because there's a book out you on one. So when you're a veteran, just that doesn't mean you're the same offense as the Giants had with him. So just
Fair.
be clear.
Fair.
There is no book out. There's a book out on Daniel Dimes. The whole thing is completely different than it is when a backup comes on a new team. So let's just be clear here. Okay, so we're going to get to that this whole week, though. So we got plenty of time to talk about it. We got some white people shit and some black people shit that we haven't done in quite some time.
Yes.
That we're going to break up and bring up. Bailey, let's show the first one. White people shit brought to you by Prize Picks.
We had an accident while playing around at Bayou Top Golf, which I must say I am usually dialed in, especially from 300 yards plus out.
The hell going on right here? Oh, okay.
However, the shot did get away from me.
Oh my God.
Luckily, we had a film boat nearby.
Get her out! Get her out! Help her out! Get her out!
She actually hit her head twice.
Force!
Thankfully, a quick film covered all medical expenses.
Why he so calm? Why he so calm and cool? Like in his tone, like I hit her in the head. It got away from me. She almost drowned in the water and died. Luckily, we had somebody on the boat, film crew, ready to get her out. But she hit her head again and then passed out and started shaking out a seizure. She died on the way to the hospital. Why he so like nonchalant about it? Like that's super white people shit right there.
Well, no, that's some dumb bitch shit. You a dumb bitch to do that. I'm not even going to say anything else. You're a dumb broad to go out there and hold the fucking thing like this with a golf ball coming at you. By the way, golf balls can kill people. I've seen a guy die on the course before when I was 12 years old. It can kill you. So you're a dumbass broad.
She don't know that. She's 23. She don't know people can die from that. What's
You're
next, Bradley, on the list?
Next. You're a dumb broad. Next.
Yeah. Beartown. Damn it, Bobby is the name of this beer. It's a West Coast IPA with Strata and Galaxy. Whatever that means. It says
I don't know. Damn it, Bobby. I don't know.
6%, 7% alcohol. Get you a swallow right there and see what happens, Willie. What's it smell like? What's it taste like?
What the hell it tastes like?
Damn it.
That cat, he does a lot of videos with my guy, not my guy, but funny comedian, online comedian, whatever, Drewski. He's the guy he's the Alabama fan. You know,
Oh, yeah.
Nothing but the tie.
Yeah. That's all set up. So that's just white country shit. That's white trash shit.
Yeah.
We need to have a completely different segment because white trash and white people shit are two different things.
It's still white though, so it's underneath the same umbrella.
Yeah, but it's not. It's two different things. Dog.
White is white.
Okay, we do some black people shit. Can we do some black people shit that I found?
Of course you want that. Racist show.
Great value, y'all done went too damn far now. See, we'll mess with y'all because y'all great value and all, but y'all just got us fucked up. Who the hell want a Glock nugget? Who the hell want to fry some nuggets that look like a 9mm high point? Talking about some damn freedom nuggets. You gonna have my son run around with a chicken nugget, talking some pow and dip it in some goddamn barbecue sauce. Then y'all got the gun with no clip in it. Where the clip at? If you gonna sell us some guns, freedom nuggets, where the clip at? I ain't gonna lie. I just want to know, do one of them nuggets got a switch on it? I eat it if it got a switch on it.
Pause it right there. Pause it right there.
Go.
Can you look at the price though and talk about Biden economics?
Oh, damn, I didn't even see that. Man, everything's crazy. I got a bag of chips for $6 the other day.
So $30 for that?
That's what it say. Is it 30? Quick segue. I don't want to do the presidents really control the fucking pricing of our shit? We always say that in the hood growing up and shit, like lower the gas price, lower the food price. Look. Do the presidents really be having that type of power control over the fucking prices like that? Or
look, if you look into all the shit, and I don't dive into too much because I'm not too great at economics, but I do understand that we had the opportunity to either open or close the pipeline. Biden took over. He closed it. What happened? Everything went up. Trump was here. It was open and it was down. So the feds do control inflation. There's no question. The Fed, we call it the Fed in the housing market. The Fed, is what the housing market is controlled by. So I mean, there's oil. I mean, and we got oil in this country that we don't use. That is a fact that we don't use too much of. That could be helping out, but we don't do it. So I don't know. I can't comment too much on it. I don't really know too much about that.
That's all good. I
don't believe we'll ever really know.
Yeah.
All right, last one.
Last one right here, baby. Let's do it. He rolled. Hey, he listed at what's my name? Dude from New Orleans. What's his name? I'm on a brain fart, but I rock with him though. What's wrong with that video? He just banging some music in his Tesla truck. Like, what you mean?
I'm not. I don't get it. I'm not sold on the fucking aluminum car. I'm not sold on it.
They say it's unbreakable. Like, I've seen videos of people you got a bat and they're beating it and it won't.
It doesn't matter. But it don't run for shit and it's always broken down. So it doesn't matter. So I'm just gonna be pulled over, broken down. You're gonna beat my shit, and I can be in the car and be okay. But the car don't move.
Oh, the rim. I wouldn't even look at the rim. That's what it was. Okay, it's the rim. That's why he's saying that. That's the black. Okay, that's black people shit then. Cause that's some pimp my ride. That's some soul plane. That's some soul truck type vibe right there. I like it though. I ain't gonna hold you. I guess it's I'm black, so I probably like that right there. Baby girl says an ugly ass car. I hear you, but I like them rims though. I do like the rim with the tinted windows. You know what I mean? Yeah. That look like the video when JB jumped to the water last year. He's at Pat House. Hey, man, pound that like button, subscribe. Join us on Winnable. Make some money, y'all. We're going to be back tomorrow, and we bringing our quarterback rankings. I'm giving my top 10 on the AFC, my top 10 on the NFC, and y'all know JB and I are going to disagree, obviously, based upon our previous conversation with Danny Dons. We appreciate y'all. I'm going to be in that Discord a little bit. $500 bet is good. Like, damn, I'm going to use that money for my rent. JB, closing statements, man. What's on your mind?
Dallas Mavs wrap it up tonight. Sweep. Got to. They got to. I think they got to hold pace with the Celtics. I don't think they can afford to have. You can't give Minnesota. Minnesota was down and won 2 in a row to beat Denver. So I don't believe you want to give this team that opportunity. They're young, they're dumb, and they're full of cum. This is who they are. Ant's not tripping. You saw him against Denver down 3-2, and he was like, we'll be back in Denver. They did. They won. They won the series. I don't think you can give this guy or this team any life. So if we want to see Kyrie and Luka put that stronghold on a young team, you got to see Dallas do it tonight, and I would expect them to sweep. So that's just what I think. But if they don't sweep, by the way, you could be in it for a long series. So you got to step on their throats.
You can't go back to Minnesota. I agree with you on that one, JB.
Yeah.
Hey, great show today, JB. Great show, great structure, great flow. Hell of a job. You know, we're only 7-8 minutes over. That's kind of smooth. Everything. We had the commercial breaks. We got
because of you. Because you didn't want to shut up about Daniel Dimes, or we would have been over.
I know it's a smooth little flow right there, man. We getting better, man. I'm proud of you, JB. It's all about growth. I'm proud of you.
I gotta go pay rent for the office today that we haven't been in yet in 2 months. It's my second payment. So
we got some more supplies. I mean, we can just hop in there. I just the whole, you know what I mean? Everything ain't done yet, but if you want to just say fuck it and just start pre-recording some stuff, I'm cool with it too. You let me know, man. I'm always down to work. That ain't nothing to me. I worked yesterday while y'all was barbecuing and having fun and San Diego drinking beers with Pat and getting free Jordans and doing all that stuff and smoking cigars. I was at work working the show. I got up in the morning. I worked Undisputed yesterday morning. I worked Speak. I cooked. I did everything yesterday. So if you want to work and go to the studio and do a show, let me know when. I'm there. I'll beat you there. I'll be in the Discord, y'all. Talk to me in Discord, man. Appreciate y'all, ladies. Lucy, thank you so much, Lucy. You just been loyal from the beginning before I joined. We appreciate you. All the support we get, man. My brother Trail, he be in the chat clowning. Shout out to you. Nadu, I'm going to try to get you back on the show. I don't know what happened between you and JB. I'm going to talk to him and work on it. Baby girl said we have a fire duo, Kobe and Shaq level. Appreciate you, baby girl. And, yeah, that's all I got, man. I might go eat and go work out, hit the gym. Go from there.
Man, I was down to 273 this weekend, and today I woke up 277.
That's cool. That's just water weight. You lose that quick.
That was the Palomas.
That's all the plastic in the water.
It's in the sperm.
In the sperm. Baby girl said that makes a lot of sense. She said that answers a lot of my questions. I said, I don't know
what does that mean. What does that mean?
As soon as you said the plastic is in the sperm, she immediately responded, that answers a lot of questions.
What does that mean? I don't know what that means. What does it mean?
I'm gonna go to the Discord and I'm like, in my head, I have a very strong opinion and answer of what she's saying.
What is she saying? Tell us all. I want to know.
She got to do, her. I'm trying to be respectful. But I mean, you can read between the lines. If you say that there's plastic in the sperm and a woman says, oh, that makes sense. That answers some questions. What does that tell you, JB?
I don't know. I don't get it.
Okay.
I must be dumb.
That's all right. That's all right.
Like, plastic man? I don't know.
Put it like this. That means whoever the person is who's made that comment has some sort of relationship with the sperm. And by you saying there's plastic in there, that must answer some questions.
Wonder if eating pineapple is still going to help the taste for the girls, because they still like the sweet taste. What if pineapple's plastic and fake? Watermelon fake. We already know ants and flies don't go to it no more. Well, we'll see you tomorrow. It'll be Work Boot Wednesday. It's a quick week today. This week's quick because we didn't have a show yesterday. Happy Memorial Day to everybody out there, for all the veterans and all the people that sacrificed to make this country what it once was. I apologize to all of you guys that have witnessed what it has become, just FYI. But shout out to all you guys that allowed us our freedoms. And we will see you tomorrow for Work Boot Wednesday. Shout out to everybody. I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.
Issues get pressed so fast you don't get sacked like bags and baggage. Smitty and Jason Brown killed it, yeah, it's a wrap. We what the game's been missing. We